Welcome, everybody. So glad to see all of you today. It has been quite a while since I've streamed last, and it's due time that I stream. I was looking at all the things that I wanted to do today, and I had to edit out a lot, and I almost don't know if I'll have enough time to do it all. So that's how far behind I am in catching up with you guys regarding comics and just life and everything that's going on. So it's a lot, but I'm excited to get going here. My name is Rocky Ballesteros. Welcome everybody to my channel for my Wednesday comics today, October 16th. Oh geez, did I write? Oh yeah, I wrote the right date. Did I write the right date on the thumbnail? I hope so. If not, I'll change it. October 16th. We did not have a stream last week for Wednesday comics because I was running around out of town a little bit for last week and just a lot going on. But so the way it goes, the awesome thing about having a weekly stream that is tied to a weekly release, like new comics coming out every Wednesday, is, you know, it gives you content every week. Pretty much you have good content every week to talk about. So it's something that you can latch onto. It's been the foundational stream for my channel so far. 355 subscribers, everybody. What's up? We are on our way to 500, I hope. But yeah, anyway, my Wednesday Comics has been foundational for this channel to lock into for weekly content, which has been great. But when you miss a week, then you start getting behind and the pile starts growing like crazy. So that's where I'm at. And then, as luck would have it, I haven't gotten many packages in the mail in, I don't know, the last month or so. But as luck would have it, I got three packages between last Wednesday and today, which is crazy. 3 packages that I want to unbox. So that's why I started a poll. I don't know if you guys noticed it in the chat, in the YouTube chat. Started a poll on what I should start this stream on first. Unboxings or my Wednesday comics, which is quite a stack here to get through. Or I should do it this way so you can see a number of books. Quite a stack. And I even had to edit out of those, so it's bananas. But it's really exciting. It's really fun, and I'm glad that there is a lot to get through. So let me catch up with the chat before I get far behind on the chat. I'm already behind, but what's up? Awesome One, first one in. How you doing, man?
Yes, that's awesome.
Awesome One is watching like 1,000 different streams at 1,000 different times of the day, and he's giving you guys all the links for all the streams he's going to be watching today, this one included. So welcome, Awesome One. Good to see you. Also, oh, that wasn't the right one, but I'll put this one up. Comrade Sammy, what's up? The chat ninja is here. Fancy meeting you here too. That's right. And Emo Trash. What is up, Emo Trash? Are we out of class? I know, starting to wonder where I was at. I was trying to wonder that. I was starting to wonder that too. I'm like, am I doing this? Where am I going? Am I streaming? What's going on? But for sure, I knew I wanted to stream today, and I'm glad that we're doing this because, like I said, we've got a lot to get through. So, oh, hey, we made it past 350. We did. That was another thing that happened over last week. We pushed over 350. It was like 347, 348, and then all of a sudden it pushed over 350 and then just started climbing a little bit. So it's great. It's these weird kind of... Sometimes I feel like when I stop streaming, or like I'm not streaming in a particular week, all of a sudden I get more subscribers. So is that the universe trying to tell me something? Like, hey, Rocky, we don't want to see you stream. We'll subscribe to you so that you don't stream. I can buy that. You know, I can get on board with that. Makes my job easier. Okay, here's all the stream links. I won't go through all the links that Awesome One posted. We can't compare to your crazy. I know, but you guys make it so much fun, and we're crazy together. But it's so fun to just hit go live and see all you guys pop up. It just makes me smile. John says I'm late. Jeez.
Goes, what's your name? He goes, John.
John, it's been a minute. I don't know what is the etiquette. I mean, I still don't know what is the etiquette of, like, if you say you're going to go live at a certain time, do you hit the live exactly at that second? I don't know. Sometimes YouTube on the timer, it starts the timer early. I don't know. It doesn't even give you all the way up to the end of the timer. It just is like, oh, it's waiting for Rocky now. And I'm like, wait, did I lose a minute? What's going on? So sorry if I'm late. Try and be on time, but generally happening when I say it's happening. I'm not picking my nose. I was fixing my hair. I was setting up all this stuff, but I was not picking my nose. And if I do have a reason to pick my nose, please tell me, because I can't imagine going through YouTube. It's like when you have spinach in your teeth and nobody tells you. It's always this weird, like, do I tell them? Do I embarrass them? Or do I just accept the fact they have spinach in the teeth? And then when they go home, they realize they had spinach in their teeth, and then are they mad at me? And my cat is going crazy, dude. So another thing that happened last week, we left town on, when did we leave town? End of the week. Wednesday? Thursday. Can you hear my cat? Hello. I hear tongue sticking out. Right before we left, I noticed that one of my cats started swelling up on this side. Like it started poofing. It looked like a little chipmunk. And I was like, that can't be good. And so we decided to take him to emergency care that night, which was the night before basically we were leaving. And come to find out, he had some abscesses up here in his gums, and he had to have a tooth extracted. Well, we couldn't do that while we were gone because our trip was already booked. And we were having friends come and take care of him. So we had to decide what to do. We ended up giving him medication, but he had to get medication over the course of while we were gone. So we had to deal with our friends giving him medication. It was this whole thing. It was really complicated. And also we were worried about him because we're like, what if it gets worse when we're gone? I almost thought couldn't leave the trip. It was a mess. And then we got back. He got his surgery yesterday, and now he's okay. Ended up having to have 3 teeth extracted. Poor guy. But now he's okay, but now he's really needy and annoying the heck out of me. So if you hear him chirp during this stream, it's because he's trying to talk to me and tell me to let him outside or to open the door or all sorts of business. So it's kind of crazy. We're 3 minutes past the time. Chop, chop, comic man. All right. Fire me. Yes. I saw, oh, here we go. Konnichiwa, Rocky-san from Comrade Sammy. I'm sorry. Wow, I just read that. I just had a brain fart. I'm sorry. Cranberry Langers.
This is a cranberry, full of power.
Sorry about that, man. That was not intentional to say Comrade Sammy. Not that we can't have an extra Comrade Sammy sound effect, but that was a total brain fart. But what's up, Cranberry Langers? I don't even know what that means. That sounds yummy. Whatever, you guys. There's a whole nother language happening in the chat. Bonsoir. I know that one. Love it. Oh yeah, I was asking. Let me see. They might be here, but I was asking Mark's Music Obsession. Katie, are you guys here? I know that Katie is in the States as we speak. I saw a post on her community tab for her YouTube channel. She posted a beautiful picture of the sunset in Florida where she's visiting now. So I hope she's having a great time. Mark's Music Obsession, are you being a good host to Katie? Inquiring minds want to know. What's up, Adam? Adam's here.
This is Adam.
Hey.
How you doing, man? Are you ready for some comics? We've got lots of comics coming today. Oh, let me see. I'm checking the poll just really quickly. It looks like Unboxings is winning. We are winning 86%. That's the natural thing to start with unboxings. So unless a whole slew of people come in and tip the poll, I think we will start with unboxings. Katie live already. We can leave here for her. Is she streaming? Oh shoot. Is Katie streaming? That would be not cool because I wanna see it, but I can't leave this stream. What's up, Mr. Monkey Boy? 1969.
How do you say monkey in French?
Long time no see. What's up? Rocky can have the largest basement comic shop. Maybe. I think I even have a pile of comics that I'm starting in my garage. This is not my garage, by the way, to get rid of any confusion. This is not my garage. This is my office. It's close to my garage, but it's my office downstairs. It's a separate room. I'm not in, a garage basement. But I do have in my garage a stack of comics of like duplicates that I've happened to run across, or comics I no longer want or whatever. And I'm trying to figure out what to do with them. Nobody buys old comics anymore, really. And the comics I have aren't really worth that much, but they're just extras I have. So I'm not even sure what I'm going to do. I might give them away to kids, or I don't know. But maybe I need a basement comic shop. That's a possibility. Timmy Mello. What's up, Timmy Mello? Hey, and here's something for you, dude.
And the Guardians are headed to October.
Timmy Mello, brand new sound effect for you. Here we go one more time.
And the Guardians are headed to October.
I did get a chance to work on that a little bit, or the end of last week, sometime mid last week, and I was waiting to see you again so that I could share that with you. How are you feeling about the Guardians, Timmy Mello? How are you feeling? Kinda. They gotta swing back here. They gotta swing back. Because the Yankees are coming in strong. So how are you feeling? Rocky's a slacker. Jeez, I just take a lot of punishment. Hey everybody, Cranberry Lander's lurking, yet good enough to still say hello, which is awesome. Lurking Crayons comments, that's right. Everybody's saying hello. Gotta start with the unboxing, right? 3 of them. Crazy. I definitely know what 2 of them are. I'm not sure what the 3rd one is. So it might be, I think they're all comics related. I'll look at them before I reveal. Merry Christmas unboxing time. It's right. Christmas came here early. Can't start reviewing comics if you don't know what comics are in the box. True. That's a good point. Although we do have a lot of comics that are not even boxed. And I got these. Some of these are mixed in with last week. Some of these are this week's. These last few weeks actually have been very, very busy with things being released, like insane. So that's why it's a lot. Emo Trash didn't have class this week. Okay. So maybe it's a piggyback with Columbus Day, Indigenous People Day, whatever you call it day. One of those holidays, maybe. Or Emo is playing hooky, possibly. Fall break, yes. Yes, fall break. Maybe that's what's going on. My daughter had fall break. My son did not. So, stop. You want to get out? All right, hang on a second. Let me finish with the chat. Let me catch up with the chat and I'll let you out. Meant to work on part of my assignment today, but I did not get that far. Don't let the holiday slip away from you, Emo Trash. Don't let it slip away. YouTube punishes those who frequently live stream by removing subscribers. Really? That's not cool. That's not good. That's kind of counterintuitive, isn't it? Whatever grandma is cooking smells heavenly, and so I'm a bit distracted. I can smell it from here too. This today, 10/6. Yes, that's today. Vocal Kitty, can you guys hear him? Yes. Infection, yes. You know what? That you take care of him so it feels more. I gotta let him out or else he's gonna bug me. Hang on. He does feel more attached. I think he's happy to not be at the vet. I think that's what it is. I mean, I don't blame him, right? It's like you're thrown into this foreign environment. You're crammed into this box. You're thrown into this foreign environment. You're stuck with needles, all these foreign smells. Actually, because I have 2 cats, if you guys don't remember, The second cat, usually when we have one cat that goes to the vet, or even if we take both cats to the vet, they don't like each other when we get back because I think it's all the different smells and they get like threatened or I don't know. So it's always this process of reacclimating them to each other. And so the first cat is hissing at the second cat that had the surgery, and we have to feed him separately. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So it's it's another layer of something to manage at home with these cats. And then because the one cat got teeth extractions, they all have to be on wet food for the next 2 weeks. So it's crazy. But the one cat loves dry food. I'm giving you guys too much information about my cats. The one cat loves dry food. The one cat that didn't have the surgery loves dry food more than the cat that did have the surgery. So when we just offer him soft food, he gets really pissed off and kind of upset. It's a mess. Cats chirp weird. Yeah, it's weird. I'm flustered. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I did just give him your... I'm sorry. Let's see. This, according to what he says in his Discord, he's been set back on multiple fronts. Chirp, chirp. You're thinking chat ninja, but you're thinking... Yes. And then I'm thinking cat. I don't know. It's all over the mess. Dozu means good evening. All right. Thank you. Katie is not streaming right now. Okay. Shoo. I don't know unless they are French, then comics. No, not French. I have one that's Irish, though. That's a hint. It's also tied to the thumbnail. That's a hint. The thumbnail of this stream. So important to you know this is not your garage. What is your mom cooking for your dinner tonight, Rocky? I don't know. My mom doesn't cook for me anymore. I'm in the mother-in-law office. No, that would not be good. Nice. Timmy Mello's sound effects does not make sense to me. Okay. So Tom Hamilton is, I guess he's a cornerstone announcer, like the announcer for the Cleveland Guardians, used to be Cleveland Indians, baseball team, MLB baseball team. And Timmy Mello has affiliations. Would I say you work for them, Timmy Mello? I think you do, but is connected to the Guardians organization. And I'm a big baseball fan. The Cleveland Guardians are in the postseason right now. They are playing the New York Yankees, and the Yankees are up 2-0. So the Guardians have got to swing back to stay in this. But so yes, but that's for Timmy Mello. And that is Tom Hamilton, the announcer, saying the Guardians are going into the postseason. Sports ball. The series is definitely not for the faint of heart. But we have 3 at home, and so it's still a long way from it. Absolutely. That's the thing I love about baseball. And for those of you who don't watch baseball, baseball is amazing because anything can happen. It's like such a calculative sport. There's so many analytics. It's like a chess match. Like you can kind of anticipate what the other team's going to do, what pitcher's going to put up, what pitches they're going to throw, and all these commentators and announcers are talking about it. And even when they interview the players afterwards, it's like they're like, oh yeah, I knew he was going to throw this pitch up and away and blah, blah, blah. So I was looking for this kind of pitch. Like it's just all totally analyzed to death. And it's a beautiful thing if you love any kind of analytics. But the flip side to it is that anything can happen in baseball. It's just like they call it the baseball gods or the luck of baseball or just the torture of baseball. Like it's just so unpredictable in its predictability. So that's the beautiful thing about it. And then now that we're getting close to the end of the season, we're in the postseason and the best teams are playing each other and we're in this like bracket system. The stakes are higher and the huge events that happen or the moments that happen are even bigger and they're more exciting. And so there was a player on the Cleveland Guardians. I can't remember what game it was in. Timmy Mello would know. I think it was before this series they're playing now. That's right. but one of the players, Lane Bryant, hit a grand slam to like get him ahead, and it was amazing. It was like amazing timing, and it's awesome. So that's why I love baseball. It's so fun that way, and yet it can be really tedious because, you know, like I said, it's just kind of predictable in what will happen, and it's slower than some of these other sports, other major league sports, but it's really fun. Speaking of those comics you don't know what to do with, Cartoonist Kayfabe does Comics Christmas in July. Oh, okay, I'll have to check that out. Huh. I'm not... Do they give them away, or what do they do? Yeah, I think there's something there. But thank you, Adam. I think there's something there to be done with them. That's why I'm holding on to them, because I think I could do something with them, or like giveaways, or... Yeah, it'd be really fun. Severe fair weather fan, no problem. But the postseason's really good to get into. Like, no team that I'm rooting for is in the postseason right now. Only teams I'm against, like the Dodgers. But it's still fun to watch, and you latch onto the stories. Like, I'm a storyteller. The professions that I've been in, all are, you know, what I bring to the table is as a storyteller, and baseball is just full of these stories that you can follow of certain players' record for that season, or they're struggling and then they overcome, or, you know, all these kind of stories are knitted in there, and it's just a beautiful thing. When caring for a cat, you don't own the cat. That Amen. Cats are the only pet which considers you the pet. It's so true. It's really annoying, and yet we were so worried when this cat was in the vet, and he's so sweet when he got home. Even though I'm imagining him, I haven't looked inside his mouth, but 3 missing teeth. But he's just been really sweet. So, yeah. I don't mind hearing about cats. It could also be that the cats missed you guys because you guys are on vacation. Yes, there's a lot of strangers in our house, all that stuff, for sure. Emo Trash's grandma made burgers, but she obviously bewitched them somehow because they smell like they came directly from the banquet of God. God burgers. That's an amazing... I'm stealing that. God burgers. That's an amazing phrase. I love it. I would love some of those God burgers. Yes, I love a good burger. Yankees suck. Oh, stuck. Yankees stuck or Yankees suck? They're pretty good. They are pretty good. There's quite a few players in there that are like superstar level, so it's hard to... When you see these teams make it to the postseason, and the amount of star power usually they have. And to be honest, Timmy Mello, I don't know that much about the Cleveland Guardians, so I don't follow necessarily those players. But the Yankees, you can't help but hear about the players like Aaron Judge and Stanton and Juan Soto. Like, they are stacked. Garrett Cole, they are stacked as far as their roster. And so yeah, when you hear those names and then they start delivering on why they're superstars, it's pretty crazy. San Francisco Giants were really trying to get Aaron Judge here. Kind of failed last couple seasons on getting a big superstar here. So we don't really have a big superstar right now. So that's kind of why we are where we are. Timmy Mello, security guard. I did work the last Monday home game with the actual event last week, and of course I'll be working tomorrow. Wow, that's so cool. It's going to be electric. That's really, really cool. I hope you have a good time, and hope nothing crazy happens where you'd have to activate your security guard status, because there are, emotions are pretty high during these games, but I don't know how Cleveland Guardians fans are. They might be pretty, I can imagine them being very, very passionate, knowing the Cleveland Cavaliers fans. So, but hopefully you're okay and you'll just have a great time at the game. Your burgers? Oh, okay, that's nice. Temperature hot, gotcha. Yes, I'm predicting it in baseball. Cleveland needs Ricky Vaughn. Kane Thomas. Lane Thomas. Yeah, Lane Thomas. Sorry, I said Lane Bryant. Lane Bryant's a store, right? Lane Thomas, my bad. My tongue is slight. Emo trash. Slow down. Let it cool a little bit. Don't burn your mouth. Burger burn. All right, let's see. I'm almost caught up here. I'm a history nerd, not a science nerd. I don't believe emo trash about the God Burgers. I don't believe they are that good. Wow. Are you serious? Mr. Monkey Boy, one team in for you? Oh, one team, only one team in New York. Rangers. Rangers? Wait. The Rangers? What are we talking about here? Not the Texas Rangers. We also got the good cold apple cider. It's way. Yeah, I'd like apple cider better than pumpkin lattes for sure. I'm not a big pumpkin flavor person. I like pumpkin pie, but that's about it. I don't like any of the pumpkin spice stuff. Timmy Mello said, I've actually stood next to Judge and Stanton. Those guys, yeah. Judge is a specimen of a human being. He is just a monster. I actually went and saw, I think I mentioned this on stream a few streams ago. I went to an Oakland A's game, one of the last games that they had in their stadium as the Oakland A's. And they happened to be playing the Yankees. And every time Aaron Judge came out, and I mean, you could tell on TV a little bit if there's reference points like other people. But all those guys, most of those guys are pretty big already. It's just like when you watch NBA basketball, you're like, oh, they look normal. But then you realize how huge they are. And but you could tell, and my seats were near third base line, kind of off to the side. But I could even tell from there, looking at home plate, and Judge plays right field, I believe. So he's farther away from me. But you could tell just by being in the stadium how giant that man is. He's crazy huge. And Stanton's the same way, so pretty crazy. You're correct, they smell better than they taste. Maybe because you burnt all your taste buds off in that first bite. Not the first time I've broken up a fight? Yeah, all right. Well, stay safe out there. Hockey. Okay, the New York Rangers. Hockey. Gotcha. I don't follow hockey. I'm scared to get into another sport. Like, I'm not that into football. I'll watch a few games here and there, especially if it's the 49ers. But I'm not super into football, and I'm a little nervous to get into it because I'm already pretty into baseball and basketball, tennis. I like follow those sports, but yeah, I'm not into hockey, but I know some diehard hockey fans. X-Horse today. Funny you should mention. We're going to get to it. But there is a new X-Men. So yes, we might be seeing X-Horse, Adam. Good call. I wasn't even expecting that book to come out. Okay, we're having a debate on God burgers. Regardless if the burgers that you're eating, emo trash, taste like God burgers, the name God burgers is amazing. Steroids, maybe. You don't realize how big Judge is until you see him up close. Yeah, I think that guy could like hold me in his palm. He's huge. Seems like a really nice guy though. She put them on rye bread, so they lose. Yeah, rye bread with burgers. No. 7 out of 10 for taste. Well, that's not bad. That's pretty good. All right. I caught up. I did it. All right, let's get to the unboxing because, like I said, there are three of those to do. So let's get to it. Well, I got 3 unboxings. I got all these comics to get to do. And for those of you who know, I finished the last master study, the Eisner study. I'm working on a video that... So I was asking the chat last time if you guys would be interested in me doing like a video series of the top whatever things I learned from doing the master study, right? Kind of like a wrap up. This is what I learned from the master study. It's one thing to watch me do it live stream, but it's another thing for people to just understand, like, what did I learn? What are the lessons I learned? Which I thought would be cool. It'd be a shorter video. So I'm in the middle of editing the video for the Mike Zeck Punisher page right now. It's taking me a little longer than I was anticipating because I'm trying to shoot it so that I'm getting good visuals for what I'm saying that I learned. So yeah, I'm in the middle of that. But Master Study, finished the Iser Master Study a little early last week. And so today we are going to vote. Did I prep that? I mean, I prepped it. We're going to talk about, I will show you the pages. I will talk to you about the artist that I'm going to do the next Master Study on. I just forgot I didn't prep something, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. And so yeah, I'm going to get you guys to vote, or I'll open up the poll for you guys to vote on the next Master Study. Oh my gosh, that's all happening today. That's crazy. We don't have enough of time. We really don't have enough of time. Don't do another Eisner. I won't. Don't worry. Emo Trash says, I love my ability to control the chat. That's what you're all about. That is what you're all about. More voting. More voting. Okay, so I'm ending the poll for the first vote, which was 87% unboxing. So that is what we're going to do right now. So let's get to that. And then, speaking of voting, then we will have we'll talk about the artist. I'll show you the pages and blah, 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 blah. We'll get into that. That's going to happen in 13 hours. It's going to happen. Why did this show up? That's creepy. Oh, that was the poll. Weird. I got this like invisible comment. I'm like, ghost? But I think it's because I stopped the poll. For some odd reason, Ecamm gives me a comment for myself. It's weird. Oh, we finished Will? Jeff Darrow time. No. No. All right. Blowout result. That's right, for the unboxing. So here we go. Unboxing time. Oh, okay. Upside down. Wow, I just stabbed myself. Not good. So this one came in a neat box. This one is going to be unusual. Let's go here. This one, let's go wider. This is going to be, this one I do know what it is. And it's not your standard, at least I wouldn't call it your standard comic fare. But it is a comic. And I mean, all these packages that came, it's one of those things where you back it and then you don't think about it. And then several months later, you get this Christmas present in the mail. And you're like, oh yeah, I did back that. I forgot. And it just all happened to happen last week with all these things coming in. So this was produced by a company called Pegamoose Press. I think they did the fulfillment for this. Really cute. They do a little handwritten note. All right, here is the here's the box. I just want to make sure it is before I reveal. This is a nice little thing, nice little book in here. Just to give you guys a sense of size, if this is important to you. Whoop, I just revealed one of the comics. This is a regular comic size, and this is it. So it's a little smaller. It's almost like a digest book size book. But it is a comic. And let me think if I can remember even what the backstory on this comic is. Oh, I think I know. So this book, oh, that's cute. Wrapped nicely in bubble wrap. And then, what a beautiful tissue paper. Wow. I almost want to be like very careful with the tissue paper, but I'm not going to keep the tissue paper, so it doesn't matter. But that's nice. Very nice wrapping job. So this is a book called The Orchard of the Tame. I know. Not something that has gotten a lot of notice out there, at least not that I know of. But this was produced by two artists, Marlo Meekins and Nick Cross, who work in the animation industry. That's how I know of them, know of their work. I believe they're married. Nick Cross worked on a very popular miniseries that came out through Cartoon Network called, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on it? It's going to say here in the, Over the Garden Wall. Have you guys heard of that? Over the Garden Wall? It was this like kind of weird fantasy tale. It was just a miniseries. It wasn't even a TV series, but it was produced for, I believe it was Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. I think it was Cartoon Network. But both of them, I think, are Canadian cartoonists. And Marlo Meekins is a really amazing caricature artist, but she's worked in the animation field as well. So I've always liked their work. I follow them on social media. They have this very, very cartoony style. Nick Cross is an incredible painter, background designer, and animator himself. I've seen some of his like independent work. So it looks like they produced this book, and I saw it on Kickstarter that they were doing a book on their own and producing it as a graphic novel. So this is it. It's called Orchard of the Tame. And the premise, I have no idea what the premise is, but it's beautiful, beautiful ink work. Great expressions. This is kind of classic Marlo Meekins. I'm assuming that Marlo Meekins probably did a lot of the character stuff, and Nick probably did a lot of the background stuff. He's an art director too. But who knows? I don't know how they work together on this. But the finish on this is awesome. Like the ink finish. Looks great. And it's this cool like digesty kind of format. They've got a wicked sense of humor. Like that's great. Like it's cartoony, but it's also really well rendered and dramatic. Eight out of 10 for the box. It's a pretty thick. Yeah, it's really thick. There's no page numbers. I always kind of wish people put page numbers on their stuff so that you could quickly say, "Oh, it's blah 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 pages." But it's very thick, which is great. It must be a self-contained story. And I don't know how much work or how long it took them to produce this kind of work. I'm just looking here. This is kind of my own like neuroses about this, but I'm just looking here on the background. Like I'm like, oh, this is something that they can, if they did this digitally, which I'm assuming they did, they can kind of copy paste the backgrounds, the panel, and then just adjust the face, adjust the pose a little bit, and then that saves on some work. But in this, at least in this sequence, the water's different. The rendering looks like the hatch marks here. I can zoom in if it. Ugh. Looks like the hatch marks. I'm just looking at the comparison of hatch marks here and here are the same, are a copy paste. But then up here, it's not. I know it's super anal. It's just me. But it's not up here. So it's kind of cool. It's like they are, I guess some of it is. No, some of it's different. So they're being conscious of like, one of the problems I have with digital comics is you can save a lot of time, but you don't want the reader to be like, oh, he just copy and pasted that and then just changed a couple things. So I love how they're being very, how do you say it? Like, very conscientious about that, of like making it feel like every panel is an original panel. Like originally drawn panel. I love that. That's a lot of care and yeah, just trying to give you the most bang for your buck. That's cool. Wow, look at this. Like this is a Nick Cross classic Nick Cross, beautiful background. I love it. I just saw a couple pages of it, and just knowing their work, I was like, oh yeah, I'm interested to this. And I don't think it was that expensive. To be honest, I don't know. I could look it up, but the price tag on this, I'm not sure. Like, this is awesome. The thing I love about Nick Cross's work in particular too is it's really weird and kind of dark and surreal, but it also has a sense of humor. Like this kind of stuff is really cool. Like, he's a cartoony guy, but this is not, you know, this is not The Simpsons. This is not a jokey kind of feel. It's like very serious. And then you get this expression, which is a lot more cartoony. So it's kind of a cool mix when you have that, like, you can do cartoony, but you can do kind of scary, dramatic stuff too. It's a cool mix. That's great. Great lighting here. Why the tissue paper? I don't know. It just, you know, it helps that it doesn't, the cover doesn't get scuffed in transit. It's a nice touch. It must have taken their fulfillment team a little bit to wrap it so nicely, but it is a nice touch. I love it. It's something to keep in mind, you know, down the road as you do fulfillment and you produce your own book, like just how much care you put into packaging. I know Sean's really big on packaging, and just everything that he touches, everything that he packages or produces for his book, and how he interacts with customers, he just wants it to feel special. So that was nice. Like, yes, I threw away the tissue paper and the bubble wrap really quick, but it's a nice touch. It's like, oh, okay, this is hand, you know, you're really kind of connecting with the artists directly. And it's not just a mass-produced thing. This is some crazy fairy tale. I won't flip through every single page. Let's like jump forward. These are beautiful, beautiful background renderings here. Ink work stuff. But I'm pretty sure they did this digitally, so whatever digital brushes he has are nice. Yeah, a lot of like, this is classic animator doing comics of like a lot of poses and expressions. Happy about the title tells me there's going to be some delicate art and folk-based storytelling. Orchard of the Tame. Yep. And you nailed it. Emo Trash says she's heard of it. Oh, that's cool. Nice. I'm all about indie comics. Awesome. Yeah, me too. And I think that's the beauty of the time that we... This is an awesome face. That's the beauty of the here and now that we are living in, as far as comics. And wow, I love this drawing. Look how weirdly simplified her figure is. And then this silhouette of this fox or whatever. So cool. But you can get all sorts of different kinds of stories outside of what you would find in a comic book store, mainstream comics, and all sorts of formats too. Like, this is such a unique format. The binding's great on this. I love this. This is like a thick matte cardstock cover. The binding feels great. This like score, this makes a huge difference when they have this kind of score here on the binding, because it helps for the cover to open well and not like rip when you try and open something this thick. This has a bone feel to it. Do you guys know bone? Kind of has that same kind of feel. Black and white, ink work, cartoony yet dramatic fantasy kind of story. Definitely has a bone feel to it. It's great. Wow, look at this. That's cool. Some sci-fi aspect to it too. So cool. I can't wait to get into this. They don't have that many characters, which is really smart. It's like this main girl character, this weird witchy nose character, then a couple other ancillary characters, but they're just focusing on this girl and her journey. That's nice. Shall I spoil it with the last page? Oh, there we go. Very cool. Oh yeah, Nick Cross also worked on Merry Little Batman, which was a fun little Batman short that was animated. I think you can see it on Amazon Prime. Oh yeah, and Marlo Meakin, she was a. Do you guys remember Vine, which was like the short format video app that was super popular before it was not? But Marlo was like a huge Vine star at the time. She happens to be kind of super skinny and tall and looks a little bit like a model. Anytime you get somebody who's like attractive and they're artistic, man, their credit skyrockets, and they get a lot of followers and stuff. So she was able to like pose really beautiful and look beautiful, but then she was super goofy and inappropriate, and so that combo just like tapped onto the like nerds. They were just like, ooh. She just became super popular. She's funny too. Anyway, there you go. That's the first unboxing. Orchard of the Tame. Maybe after this stream, I don't want to like make it super clunky where I go look for the info and all that, but maybe after this stream is done, if you guys are interested, I'll put it in the description, a link to this, and like give me a day or so to get it in there, but I'll put a link to this in case you're interested. I think you can still order it. I'm not 100% sure, but it was either I think it was a Kickstarter thing, but you can look it up yourself too, Orchard of the Tame, if you're interested. Very cool. Love it. All right, that was box number 1. Looks fun, John says. I have heard of Over the Garden Wall, and I also think I may have gotten Dossier Yorishiki wrong. It's either nice to meet you or good evening. One of the other. You know, it can't hurt what you say. Over the Garden Wall is hauntingly beautiful. It's a great description. It's garnered a cult following. There's been a lot of, I know they released like a vinyl record for the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack was really powerful too. And I've seen a lot of like prints, and I think they even did a comic series on it. So yeah, it was supposed to be just this short mini series, but it totally tapped into something that blew up into making it a little bit bigger than it is. It's okay, Cranberry. It's okay. Hey, I found a new thing to do while Rocky is streaming. Uh-oh. What's up? Katie!
Say cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
No. A cup of tea.
Should I have changed that for you while you're on vacation? Made it less British and more Floridian, or what? Hi, Katie. How are you doing? How is Florida? How's MMO? Have you met MMO's mom too? MMO, MOM? How are you doing? I hope you're having a great time. I saw your picture on your community tab. It looks amazing. I've never been to that part of Florida myself, but it looks amazing right there by the water. So good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Do you have them MMO clan in tow? She asks. Let's see. What does Katie say? Mark's music obsession. What's up, Mark? You're both here. So, okay, how's it? Are you both watching on your phones at the same time? Does Mark have this on the big screen and you're watching it together? What's going on here? Like, paint us a picture, guys. Inquiring minds want to know. We want to be nosy and know what's it all up, but it's so crazy. I hope you're having a good time being host to Katie in Florida. It seems like she's having a good time. I'm so glad to see you both. Comrade Sammy says, currently fixing shoes that are beyond repair. Why, you ask? Because they're my favorite and I refuse to get rid of them. She's turning into a shoe cobbler now. Shelf maker to shoe cobbler. Let's see. Everybody's saying yo to Mark's music obsession. And Katie, how long are you? Katie, how long are you in Florida? Using shoe goo? Oh, I've heard about that. I have heard about that. I, for some reason, visualized Cranberry's form of lurking like into a gator retreating back. Yes, it does kind of feel like that. Rocky, do you read manga? I started Fist of the North Star. Awesome. Last night, the art feels very berserk. It does. Very much so. I think Fist of the North Star came first, if I'm not mistaken. And I have read, I think, the first volume of Fist of the North Star. If I don't get those two confused. I'm pretty sure I read the first volume of that one. I don't read manga that frequently. It has to be something like really intriguing for me. But and also because once you commit, like you kind of have to commit to like 24 volumes of something. But I have some that I picked and choose and that I've read, like Nausicaa and Akira and all that kind of major manga. But I'm not currently reading anything manga. There was one of my first streams that I actually reviewed was called Ryuko. And that art is incredible. Really good. I think volume 3 is supposed to be coming out soon. So that was one that struck me. I have been meaning to... I'm trying to find in my library volume 1 of the Berserk series. But it's been hard to find that. I definitely can't own those kind of huge tomes because I have no space. I really don't have space for that. All right, this is unboxing 2. Oh, no wonder why I wasn't expecting this one and didn't know what it was. This was something that I backed a long time ago. Jawbreakers. You guys have heard Jawbreakers? I know that has some ties. You guys probably know better than I do. It has ties to Comicsgate. Richard C. Myers. I'm not really all knowledged up on everything Comicsgate. Interesting poster. I don't know this character at all, and but it's a good drawing. But I think I backed this. It was like, I don't know how I backed this. Why did I back this? I like the art. This artist named Aaron Alfecci was a big reason why I backed it. Eric Weathers lettered it? Of course he did. And I found Aaron Alfecci's artwork, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, through... a book that John Malin wrote. Grave. Oh gosh. I'm so bad at this. Graveyard Shift. Yes, that's how I was first exposed to his work. And then I saw he did this book, so that's why I picked it up. Honestly, I just picked it up because of the artwork. I don't know anything about the Jawbreakers universe at all. Oh, that must have been the character that the poster was of. But this guy's artwork is cool. It's like it feels influenced by image art, but also by manga a little bit and a European feel to it. Great line work. That's why I picked it. And I think this book was like $1 add-on, which is why I got it. I can't remember. See, that's the problem when you just kind of back things willy-nilly. This feels like a John Carter of Mars designs. This is cool artwork. Yeah, I don't have any clue what's going on with the story. And I lost track of when this was supposed to be coming. So here it is, Jawbreakers. It looks cool though. And if it's what I think it is, and it will only cost $1 to back it, then totally worth it. No clue how he made those economics work. But yeah. There you go, Jawbreakers. Yeah, cool designs. So Narwhal. I do know Narwhal's work a little bit. Narwhal's backstory. I should research these things more before I back them. Oh, there's the pinup, but I got a poster of that. Test art by Kenneth Lowe. Eric Canetti design. Cool. Okay, here's all the Jawbreaker stuff. Huh. All right, well, I'm sure you guys have said in the chat, probably have described in the chat stuff about this that more than I know. I, for some reason, visualize Cranberry's formula. Oh, I already read that. So far, it's working great. The Shoe Goo. Canadians. These look absolutely incredible. I'm assuming that was still of the Orchard of the Tame. Wait, is Art and Times a Jay Ryan in here? Where are you? Did I miss you? Did I miss you? Huh. Art and Times a Jay Ryan. Did I miss you coming in here? I'm going to play this anyway.
It's actually a really good sculpt.
Representing Canada? You in here, Art and Times a Jay Ryan? Awesome. How dare you call out my use of multiple expressions and poses? That's the move. Back to lurking. Gator went down into the water. This would have been a major hit in the late 80s to early 90s. This book or Orchard of the Tame? I guess that's part of the problem. Why I am behind in chat. That I'm attributing parts of the conversation to a wrong thing. But yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that. Don't Rocky Walk. Rocky will get to you two in about 20 minutes. That's my move. Jeff Smith's. Okay, we're still talking about Orchard of the Tame. Got it. Does remind me of Jeff Smith's Bone. I was just thinking of it. Favorite book of mine. Yeah, I still have. And he had his thing. I have the whole like compilation in the one volume thing. It's super thick, but amazing. Gravity Falls influence. Will our intros be combined? I could play them one after the other. Say more Steven Universe. Yeah, for sure. It has all those influences. And I believe Marlo and Nick, I mean, they're in the LA scene, so they're all up in those shows. I can't remember if Nick worked on Gravity Falls or not. I'm not sure. Let's see. Love to check this grapho novel out. Cool. Over the Garden Wall. Oh, okay. Was it good? It's great. I'm starting with Mark's mom right now. Oh, sitting with Mark's mom. Oh, so cool. Hello. Katie, can you see the closed captioning for Mark's mom? Hello, everybody in Florida. On the big screen and typing on her phones. Nice. That's so weird. I can't get over it. It's like chat world, real world mix. It's so cool. Sean Dickin. I'm enjoying listening while I set and nudge keyframes. Sean Dickin, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. How are you doing, man? Sean Dickin, we used to work together. Back in the old days. How's it going, man? I see some things that you post. I'm rarely on Facebook these days, but I think you've posted, or maybe you posted, I can't remember. You post all over the place, Sean Dickin. But Sean Dickin is a very handy guy. So I think I saw the last thing you posted was like cleaning your roof of like, with like a power washer. It was crazy. I was like, what is he doing? All right, this is the last unboxing I got today. Then we got to get to the comics. Then we got to get to the voting for the next Master Study. Strap in, folks. It's going to be a long one, I think. Surprise, surprise. About 8 more days. Nice. Wow, that's great. I'm so excited. It seems like you're getting great weather there, which we were all wondering before you left on your trip how the weather would be. It seems like you're getting great weather. Hope you're enjoying it. How's the tea? Has Mark given you real Southern iced tea yet? He said he would. How's the tea? Shoes on shelves make more sense than shelves on shoes. It's true. Cranberry Langers is coming in here. He says, I actually picture me working as kind of like a frog, poking its head up, or like some kind of monster creature from the Black Lagoon, popping its arms up, peeking, then retreating back into the lagoon. Yep. You've got that effect on us, Cranberry. I read that the Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama is getting a post-mortem election into the heart. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, one of the books, the last manga books I picked up was the first collection. I think it's volume 1, volume 2 of Dragon Ball. I haven't actually read it yet, but I got it because the artwork's amazing in it, and so tragic when he passed away. I got it around the time he passed away, so not because he passed away, but like right before he did. So yeah, I'm excited to, if I can ever get to it, get to it. Michael Bancroft's in here. What's up, Michael Bancroft? Holy moly. Independent comic royalty stepping in here. What's up, Bancroft? White Shanth is in the house. For those of you who don't know, I like to refer to Bancroft as White Shanth because they have strikingly similar features and clothing choices and intellectual reasoning as each other. Just very different accents and very different parts of the world. But they are definitely brothers from another mother. So, White Shanth. Or I call Shanth Brown Bancroft. So, there you go. But so good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Wait, I just saw something about Peru. How did I miss that? Peru. Don't tell me, guys. Because if you tell me, I'm going to miss it again. I just see Machu Picchu. What are we talking about? Buncraft. What's up? I recommend Michael Bancroft for wrenching. Absolutely. Michael Bancroft. I see. I'm here behind. White Shanth is my legal name. Any Shanth is wrench worthy in my chat. So give me 1 second. Here we go. For what it's worth, White Shanth, you are now a mod. Welcome to the mod squad. What's up? Timmy Mello says, I second John's recommendation. That's awesome. It's good to have a good reputation. For those of you who have not, go check out all of Michael Bancroft's campaign stuff. I know Mark's Music Obsession has been a huge fan and has backed so many things, puzzles and books and all that. So go back Michael Bancroft's efforts. He's been a leading force in the independent comic movement. It's been great resource and just great content. All sorts of stuff. I've learned a lot from seeing many of his streams. And for the future, Rocky, I'm referring to Machu Picchu. Oh, gotcha. There we go. Thank you, Timmy Mello. Got it. Cranberry Langers has the 1-volume compilation. Yes, it's awesome. Stop it. Stop it. Spill the tea, Katie. It's only day 3. Give him time. What? I'm with emo trash. Day 3, and the tea should have come out when you came off of that plane, my friend. All right, here we go. Let me just make sure I'm not doing it. This is the last unboxing, so check this out. You guys know what a fan I am of Declan Shalvey's work. And funny enough, one of the books that he is writing and drawing just came out today, Mystique #1. That's one of the books I picked up. That is from the thumbnail. And he is also at New York Comic Con for, I don't know if any of you guys are anywhere near New York Comic Con or are going, but if you are, go visit him. I would if I was going to New York Comic Con. But Declan Shalvey is awesome. I think he's just a fantastic storyteller, just a great comic artist, and he just cranks out his work, like just cranks it out. His own independent project called Old Dog is something that he released with Image Comics. But he did this Kickstarter for the Old Dog Dossier, which is basically like a process book. And very excited. Well, look at that. He threw in a Time Before Time. He wrote Time Before Time, which is another popular book. And he threw in a process edition of this book as well. And got this cool pin of the logo of the organization that Old Dog is. It's kind of this like espionage, but sci-fi take. It's really cool. It's a cool story. I love it. The big thing about Declan Shalvey, and you guys know I've done a couple streams about, I did a whole stream about just my admiration of his work. And what I love about Declan Shalvey, he is Irish, and he promotes Irish artists as well. But what I love about him is that he's made a career for himself in mainstream comics and also is pushing the independent market, his independent stuff as well, like with Old Dog. And he's just hustling. He started off as an artist. He designed the current, or the Moon Knight that was in the business suit. He was kind of instrumental in putting that on the map. He did an awesome series called Injection with Warren Ellis. Anyway, he's great. I love his work. And he's at New York Comic Con right now. He posted like, oh, I just picked up Mystique at Midtown Comics. And I wrote a little thing on social media that he replied to. But the awesome thing is I didn't know that this package was coming in today. So how crazy is that? Like, it's all Declan Shalvey'd out today. But let's look through this. Well, let's look through this first. There's a cool pin, like I was saying. Old Dog Dossier. Ah, that is so cool. He signed it. Wow, look at these. Cool. This is cool. This is not a regular, like, this is a standard trading card size. It feels bigger. This is one of the characters in the book. Her name's Retriever. Her code name is Retriever. She is Old Dog, or his code name's Rottweiler. Get it? Retriever, Rottweiler. That's his daughter. Very cool. And they have got a really very neat dynamic in it. It's like this. Like, she basically hates his guts. And but she is assigned to watch him. So it's this kind of cool dynamic. It's got this bookmark in here. The amazing thing also is for the Old Dog series is that Declan Shalvey's also doing his own colors, and he's become a very, very good colorist in his own right too. So he's just one of those one-man shows that are super impressive. Let's say it's the wrenching. Bancroft got wrenched. Rocky should have a... I should. Good idea, John. Thank you for telling me that. I should do it. Michael Bancroft, you are welcome, sir. Congratulations, Bancroft. Mark is a very generous supporter. Yes, Mark is. I was like, Mark who? No, this Mark. Why is Dossier not pronounced the way it's spelled? Dossier, I don't know. Don't get me started on the whole. My wife gives the English language a hard time, and rightfully so, because I don't have any ground to stand on of explaining why certain things are pronounced certain ways in the English language. This is cool. Declan Shalvey also has a fantastic YouTube channel where he interviews a lot of creators. A lot of them are Irish creators that he's worked with, which is great for him to kind of promote from his side of the world. But he seems like a very studied guy in comics, and very disciplined. I love his discipline. He also puts out a newsletter every 2 weeks, faithfully, a Substack newsletter, and it's been inspiring for me as I think about, should I produce a newsletter, and how does he do it, and how he does it so well. It's really cool. He sells his own original art. He just does it all. He's amazing. So these are like his communication with his editor, scripts and layouts. Look at this. Oh, this is so cool. This is exactly what I wanted from this book. And he was great about like informing the backers if things were delayed or why things were taking a certain time. I got nicked a bit here. But his process stuff is awesome. Just love his color blocking. It's really cool. He used to work with a very amazing colorist named Jordi Belair, and if I'm not mistaken, they used to date, but then they stopped dating, so he started coloring his own stuff, and you could tell he learned a lot from working with her that he applies to his own work. But his colors are awesome. Like, he could be a colorist if he wanted to. So I just admire that he does it all. Look at these. These are really good. Man, love it. So yeah, he is writing and drawing the Mystique miniseries for Marvel. And we're going to look at that later today. That's one of the books I picked up. I'm very, very excited about it. It's so funny because his stuff doesn't look like, these are some roughs. It's great. Oh, I wonder if I can find the page. Is that just for Old Dog 1? These are his inks. Man, I wish this was larger. Like, this is like a graphic novel size. I wish this was larger just because I'd love to see his work even bigger. I wonder if they have the page in here. Oh no, this is from a different issue. Darn. I was wondering if they had the page in here that I own. I have a couple pages that I own of his, original pages. One from a X-Men Unlimited story that he did, and then one from Old Dog, which is there. You guys can't see it, but it's right behind me. This is from Old Dog issue 2. He does these amazing, you can see it here, these like ink tone washes too. And sometimes he'll do process videos on his YouTube channel or Instagram Live. So you can see how he inks stuff. Most of the time when he does process videos, it's inking. And I just love how he adds these gray tones in there. And these are traditional washes. These aren't digital gray tones. These are traditional washes. And he has different, here's his color stuff. He has different values in the washes that he adds, but it just adds such a nice texture to his work. But his artwork is not what you would think of, like, oh yeah, this is he's like in the Jim Lee school or the like Mark Silva. Like, he just has his own style, but he's a great storyteller. And he does great covers. He does a lot of covers, variant covers for different books. He's the writer on Thundercats as well. So I don't know how he does it all. It's insane. So there you go. Finally came the Old Dog Dossier. Check that out. And then I think he threw I don't believe I paid for this. I think he threw in this Time Before Time Process Edition. And he was not the artist on this. He was the writer. And one of the main artists, they've changed a few, was Joe Palmer. So this is kind of Process Edition of Palmer stuff. And he did this Process Edition before he did the Old Dog Process Edition. But that's cool. One of the artists I've talked about before in one of my past streams was an animation director by the name of Robert Valley. And I find that this guy, Joe Palmer, is very influenced by Robert Valley's work. Really graphic, kind of exaggerated human proportions, but good stuff. Time Before Time is a series I have not, this feels like a Robert Valley drawing right there, that I have not read yet. I have volume 1 of this book, but it's like a time traveling kind of story. And most of the stories that Declan Shalvey writes are grounded in more of like a reality than like a big superhero book. I don't know, he does superhero stuff too, so he's good. Declan Shalvey's really, really good. All right, I know I'm like way behind here, so let's see. Just a French pronunciation for Dossier, yes, still makes sense. We know you're a Shalvey fanboy, thank you. I hope one day to meet him, interview, that would be so cool to interview him on my channel, or work with him, I don't know. One can dream, right? Retriever's real name is Ella. It's true. I think you're right. Liam Sharp, another Irish guy. And Liam Sharp has done, I think he's done a crowdfunded book before too. And he's also obviously worked in mainstream stuff on like Hulk and Death's Head. And I can't remember the name of the current book he's working on. Yes, amalgam language, American English is a mess. Anybody has a problem with that, they can look at the Japanese or any other country across the world that takes Americanisms. You can also yell at the Filipinos. Okay, sure, why not? Rocky, I did have all 3 English teas that she likes on hand for her. That's a good start anyway. Good job, Mark. Nice. Did you serve it in a teapot? British style with like little sandwiches with the crust cut off of them? I don't know. All right, let's see. Punting. What are you guys talking about? Oh, we're talking about your dog. Every 5 effing minutes. All right, let's get to the comics. Thundercats Ho. Yes. I do like it when Declan Shalvey draws when he writes. So when he said he was doing that for Mystique, I was super excited. Because as you go, no, he is writing Thundercats. And I picked up maybe the first 2 issues of it and I stopped because he wasn't the artist on it. I would have preferred it if he was the artist on it. So yeah, that combo for me is his best work when he's doing both the writing and the drawing on it. Why am I doing this? This is the last, you guys know, I don't know, this was a random book that I was picking up because of the art, Venomous, and it jumped between Black Widow and this book, Venomous. Anyway, this is the last issue. I won't talk that much about it, but needless to say, I did want to finish off the 3-issue arc. I do love the artwork in this, and the colors are quite nice. I don't like any of how complicated all the Venom stories, or I shouldn't say I don't like. I haven't followed how complicated all the different Venom storylines are. There have been way too many. The only Venom storyline I was really invested in was the Todd McFarlane Venom storyline from way back when, the original. But I did love, and when they were saying, oh, they're doing these Venom War things and everybody has a Venom book and they were combining all these characters with different Venoms, I was like, what? But as you guys remember, I did love the combination of Black Widow and Venom. It was a really cool combo, and the costume combo was cool. And this artist, Vecchio, draws a great Black Widow. So that's why I picked it up. Black Widow's combined with Sliver, that symbiote. That's it. Do you hear my cat chirping again? He's back. But this kind of cool stuff, like, I liked. And it could go wrong in so many different ways, but I feel like this artist captured something really cool and sexy with the combo. They had some neat layouts and kind of doing some of the same stuff here. So anyway, not to talk too much about this, just because I have already a couple times the other 2 issues. This is just finishing up the series. The first comic book store I went to this morning didn't actually have this book, so I had to go to another one, Frank's store, and he did have this copy. I think I got the last copy of this. But it's cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind this artist drawing Black Widow or this character. Like, it's a cool, kind of cool combo in a weird way. Venomous. Venom War, Venomous. It was like, I can't remember. I think the first issue was Black Widow. Oh, boy. All right, so it was Venomous. So this was this was the confusing thing. Marvel doing weird things with the crossover. This was the first one. Black Widow Venomous, one shot, I guess. Then this came out. Venomous, Venom War, number 1. Did I miss number 2? I don't think so. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. Venomous number 2? Because this is Venomous number 3. So confusing. Come on, guys. Give us a roadmap here. Anyway, finished up on that today. Chat is going too fast. John's saying it's going too fast, then it must be going really fast. Mark's Music Obsession says, Bancroft, I got my latest package today. Thanks. Awesome. Vecchio is very good. Michael Bancroft says, yeah, he's good. I don't know of his work actually before this time. I was never exposed to his work. So that first issue, I was like, what is this? And I flipped through it and I'm like, whoa, this is pretty good. And it's been consistently good. So yeah, I just wanted to finish off the series, and hopefully I didn't miss an issue, but if I did, I will hunt it down as I do. We all know why this comic was made. Yes. Okay. Another comic book I won't talk about too much. And I did have to edit down the books that I was going to talk about. I have too many. And I've talked about Transformers ad nauseum. You guys know how much I love Daniel Warren Johnson, the work he does. The second artist that took over after Daniel Warren Johnson on Transformers was Jorge Corona, who also did the... Blanking on the name. He did... Oh, gosh. Somebody remind me. Adam, remind me of the name of the book. It's the Western. Gosh, I can't remember. But great artist, Jorge Corona. So I stayed in because Daniel Warren Johnson stayed as the writer. And then the only reason, so that was up to issue 12, and they ended an arc there. So who knows what's going to happen next? But they started a new arc. DWJ is still writing this, but they got this new artist, Jason Howard, who I'll talk about a little bit more in a second, but I was like, okay, I'll give him a chance. And lo and behold, his artwork's pretty good too. And it's funny. It's like, I feel like all of these guys that are coming off of DWJ, and this is probably intentional, all of these guys are kind of channeling Daniel Warren Johnson's kind of this energy, I would say, if anything, on the artwork. It doesn't look like how he does. Like, his stuff has a certain look. But Jorge Corona brought his own feel to the book as well. But it lived in this Daniel Warren Johnson universe. Like, it wasn't a huge jump as a different artist. And now I feel like this guy, Jason Howard, kind of has the same thing. Like, it doesn't look like exactly like Daniel Warren Johnson stuff, but it has very similar feel to it. And it's not a huge jump to say like, oh yeah, same world that they're operating in. If I'm not mistaken, I could be. He might have, this might just be like a 2-issue arc, and then Jorge Corona will come back. But yeah, I picked it up because I was like, all right, I'll give this artist a chance, and I'm pleasantly surprised, and will probably keep picking this up if he's the artist on it, because it's cool. It definitely references the original cartoon and the toys. It feels very, very true to the toys, but places them in a realistic, high stakes environment. And here we go with the Hiss Tank from G.I. Joe. So crossing over there. So cool stuff. Worth a pickup. Oh yes, I think this is all about Starscream, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's a 2-issue arc. And then this is a preview for G.I. Joe, which reminds me I need to tell my store that I want this in my box, because I'm very excited about this G.I. Joe. It's cool. It's a preview for it. Tom Riley, the same guy who did Duke, who I loved that miniseries, is doing the artwork on this series. So looks cool. Coming November 13th. That's pretty soon. So yeah, there you go. Transformers. And DWJ is still doing covers. Like, I don't know how this guy does it. He's on a roll. Katie might have it open and reading it if I don't watch her. Crackhead Cut. Okay, these are inside jokes I am not aware of. Crack Pack. I kind of know about it a little bit through Sean's channel. I'm sorry. I'm not fully in like some of you guys have been. But it does sound vaguely familiar. Katie is doing it. Hashtag cup of tea, Katie. Sneaky. Awesome one says, family friends brought over dinner and chatted for a bit. That's why you were quiet. That's why things got regulated in the chat. Awesome one. You were distracted. Starscream is a hell of a name. It's a great name. Please tell me you've heard of Starscream, Emo Trash. Don't make me feel super old if that's the first time you've heard of Starscream. Yeah, pretty cool, right? Jason Howard. So I'll talk about him in a second because there's another... Oh. Nope. I was wrong. Where have I... Jason Howard then has done... Oof. What was that book? Was it Headlopper? No. Getting confused. Never mind. I'm thinking of a different artist. Let's move on. Uncanny X-Men number 4 came out. Who knew? I wasn't expecting this one to come out yet already. They've been very regular of their monthly releases with Uncanny X-Men. It's been a good book. Everybody who I've talked to and reviewers that I watch on this new X-Men push that has come out, everybody says this is the best book, and I will agree with that. A lot of that has to do... The artwork's great. You guys know I did that closer look of X-Men number 1. I had some issues with the art, but nothing as far as the quality art. I think the quality art is great. I just had more storytelling nitpicks on what David Marquez is doing. But it's been great. And but I think the strength of this series has been the writing, Gail Simone's writing. And so far, she has kept it up. It's been super good. We're joking about, earlier in the chat, we were talking about X-Horse, the new character that has been introduced in this book. And this is an awesome Hulk drawing. I think this is Nick Klein. The last issue went deeper into the backstory on those new mutant characters, and it was good. It was kind of good how they wrote it in there. But Rogue is for sure the crux of this team, and then they're also kind of talking about the past of like Xavier and what happened to him. But yeah, cool. Looks like more of the same. I don't know, this weird witch character from the swamps. Seems like we're finding out more about her. She's affiliated with this lady who has basically taken over the X Mansion and turned it into like a prison for mutants. Oh, there's this weird character Fawn that was in the first issue. Here's X-Horse the late. That's the X-Horse rider, Adam. That one's for you. Wolverine. Is he blind? Are we dealing with blind Wolverine now? Where are we going? All right, X-Men 4. Cool stuff. I would say, yeah, it's a good book. It's a good regular book to keep up with because the story has been good. Has been tapping into the Chris Claremont character building ethos or kind of methodology, and has been great. I fell off picking up the other X-Men book, which is written by, I want to say Jed McKay was writing the other book, and I stopped picking that one up. I didn't pick up like X-Force #1, or there's like an Exceptional X-Men. I didn't pick that up either. This is the only like new X book. This and the Wolverine Revenge book by Capullo is the only one that I've been picking up. So it's good. It's good. Excited that it's staying consistent too. All right, let's see. Mom made me share some art I did 20 years ago. Oh, Mom. I know my parents have kept some of my old artwork, and they'll still pull it out or talk about it. I'm like, can you just throw that away? Dog is barking like crazy. Come on, doggy. I know I've heard of Starscream before, but it was a very long time ago. I'm very not up to date with trends. Starscream is like the right-hand man of Megatron, and he was really annoying in the cartoons. He had a very annoying voice, but he was a great character. And I think they're giving him more his due in this series, or trying to give him a lot more screen time, if you will. But yeah, he's a great character. He was always like the sniveling sidekick to Megatron's very, very serious domination. But it is a great name. And his voice kind of reflected that in the cartoon. He kind of had this like voice. They definitely seem to be getting their act together as of late in Marvel. Yeah, Marvel is, they're making, I feel like there's a big push that both Marvel and DC are trying to like get back to just making good comics. I don't know. I'm seeing a few gems here and there. I'll talk about that in a second, that are making me want to go back into the store. And I even talked to Frank this morning when I was at the store, and he was saying he sold out of this one book, which I will bring up and in a second. And he said that a lot of people that came to get the book, he had never seen them before. Like, they weren't regulars. So that's a good sign, I think, for comics. But hopefully they can stay consistent and go back to what made comics so enjoyable, as opposed to writing a bunch of crap that was like never really what people wanted to read anyway. Katie's doing well. Hasn't been eaten by a shark or a gator yet. That's a win. Have you taken her alligator wrestling yet? I think there's a place near where my parents live that's like Gator World or something like that I've never been to, but was really interested in in Florida and trying to go just for the fun of it. Yet, Katie hasn't gone yet. So I would not swim with sharks, Katie. Katie's going to take down the gator. All right, let's see. You can trust Starscream as far as you can throw him. Yes, that's true. And he has been thrown a number of times. And Megatron really, he's kind of been missing in this series, I think intentionally. Just popped up here and there, but he's not a main villain. It's mostly been Starscream and Soundwave. So yeah, I think that he's probably coming later, Megatron is, but it's kind of cool to see these other side villains raise up and see more of their personalities in the books. The woke is non-profitable as they are finally finding out. I think you're right. I think, when people say you vote with your wallet or you communicate with your wallet, that's kind of how it is. And they're realizing all these different agendas or things that they're just trying to cram down our throats in books just doesn't sell. It's just not entertaining. It's really it's a big reason why I wasn't reading a lot of mainstream books. And now the mainstream books that I'm picking up are just fun stories with great characters. Yeah, either characters I already know or new characters. So yeah, it's you can smell the agenda from a mile away, and at best I'll get one book in and they'll be like, I'm out. My dad had a shirt that said "Go Wrestle a Gator." Awesome. Michael Bancroft says, gotta bounce. Hope to see you all at the Art Share tonight at 9 p.m. Everybody check it out. Michael Bancroft's channel. Somebody dropped the link in it. Art Share tonight at 9 p.m. Awesome. I think Michael highlights a light up. Maybe this is a different one. It's either his own art that he's sharing, or is it where he highlights other artists? I can't remember. But anyway, check it out. Check out Michael Bancroft's channel. It's a great channel. Great stuff. Great content. From our stay in Florida, Gator is receding. The only thing more American than Gator wrestling is probably bull riding. Is Gator wrestling, does that feel American? I almost feel like that would be Australian or New Zealand. I mean, I can definitely know that Americans Gator wrestling, but yeah, bull riding, I can see that. Definitely good old American rodeo. There we go. There's Bancroft's link. Thank you, awesome one. Mods, I know. That's a great point. That is a great point. Come on, people. That's what mods do, right? I figured Gator Wrestling was Australian. Thank you, Katie. That's exactly what. You guys, y'all failed. The people that'll post the links more will be the non-mods. All right, this book, I randomly picked this up, and I couldn't find this in the first store that I went to. I'm assuming it's not a big seller. But why I picked it up was this guy right here. The name, Hotz. Do you guys remember this guy? Kyle Hotz did the Lobo Cancellation Special. That was a book that I brought up not too long ago. This one. And I finally read it, and it was really good, really fun. It's just a one-shot, self-contained story, but the artwork is spectacular in this one. If you love this style, this Kyle Hotz, Bernie Wrights, and Kelly Jones, very rendered pen and ink heavy style. It's so good. And I just enjoyed it so much. And then when I saw this, I was like, oh, and usually Kyle Hotz is just doing covers of stuff. Rarely do I see him do a full book. So seeing him do that complete book, the Lobo cancellation special from beginning to end and like keep the artwork consistent was such a treat. That's why it was so enjoyable to just see him do a full book. And so when I saw this being advertised, I was like, I wonder if he's just doing the cover. But I flipped through it, and sure enough, he's doing all the work, all the artwork in it. Look at that. Like, this is what he does best. This kind of highly rendered pen and ink, black and white stuff. Really, yeah, just so much texture and life and folds and creature designs. It's really great. So what better book to do this in than Violator from the Spawn universe? I did notice, I wasn't sure when I saw the release. I didn't pay attention and saw this was a 2 of 6. So I looked to see if he did issue 1 as well, and he didn't. And I flipped through issue 1. I was like, the artwork was not anywhere near what this is. So I'm pretty much I just pretty much picked this up because of the artwork. I don't really care if it connects to the story that much. But yeah, it's cool. Cool. Very, very cool style. And I want to see Kyle Hott. I was just talking to Frank about this at Amazing Fantasy. I want to see him do more books, more interior artwork, because he's just really good at it. And he's just got a cool style. You can definitely see the like Bernie Wrightson highly rendered stuff in here. I wish he did this whole series all of that's like the coolest Violator. Like, that's better than McFarlane designed him. Like, it's really awesome. Colors are great too. I wonder if this is the same. Oh, look at that. That's bananas. Yeah, he did some fun alien stuff in that Lobo special, and the way he drew Lobo was amazing. Like, he needs to draw some sort of like barbarian fantasy book like this. This is his wheelhouse right here. Very cool. And his sense of lighting and how he renders lighting is amazing. I mean, I know why he's not drawing a regular book, because he's probably not the fastest with all this pencil mileage he's putting into his books. But Frank and I were saying, like, just do a mini series, you know, like 6 issues in a year or something. Love this face. Yeah, this is great. Glad I grabbed it. That's a disturbing. Little chubby skin. Oh, that's cool. Wow, I wonder if this looks like he inks it traditionally. Yeah, this looks like traditional scans. Wow, this is cool. I didn't even know this was in the book. Oh my gosh. Come on now. Say you love comics, but don't say you love comics. Like, come on. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, I don't know if he's drawing. It doesn't look like. I think they might be getting a different artist every issue, because the first issue was a different artist, and then this issue is Kyle Hott's. Very cool. I remember K-Pop Junkie was saying that she met him too on one of her streams. She said he was pretty nice, so that's great. So good. Violator, issue 2 of 6 by Kyle Hott's, the artist. It's pretty thick too. Man, it's great. Gator wrestling has been happening in the U.S. for over 30 years, Cranberry says. 40! Goodness. Phil Diaz was a big fan of that issue of the Violator, or Lobo. I know from what I know of Phil, he's a huge Bisley Lobo fan, so it must be the Lobo cancellation thing he's a fan of. Gatorland. I wonder if that's the Gatorland that I think it is. Joe Sontag reviews an issue of Spawn each week. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I know Joe Sontag reviews comics, but I didn't know he did Spawn. That's cool. Emo Trash likes trains. Okay. You know what? That's probably why this makes sense. Oof, sorry, I keep hitting this wire. It makes the noise. All right. Moving right along. We still have a lot to go. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Okay, this is another X book that just came out last week called Sentinels. I was giving this one a try. I'm giving this one a one-issue try. Sounds like an interesting take, focusing on the Sentinels aspect of it as opposed to the X-Men. So we'll see. The artwork's all right. Justin Mason, I've seen his work before. Gosh, I want to search. Somebody search Justin Mason and what are the books he's done before, because this is who I was thinking of for the Transformers book, but it's not. That's Jason Howard. But Justin Mason, I've definitely seen his work, if not recently, on something that I've bought. And he's good. He's good. Good artist. It's cool that Omega Red's in here too. So yeah, it seems like it's kind of like a military team book. So I'm just curious of what the story is and what it's about and who these characters are. Like the art. That's enough to get me in with those kind of things. Like, oh, the concept sounds interesting. The artwork looks good. It'll get me in for an issue. And then depending on how good those things deliver, they will keep me in or not. Cool stuff. Oh, I know where I've seen this guy before. And this is before anybody might have replied in the chat. I haven't looked. But this guy did Spider-Punk. That's where I've seen his work before, which I thought was pretty good. I mean, for the couple issues that I bought, I didn't finish that series, but I did like the artwork. Yeah, so this is that guy. There we go. Timmy Mello's right on it. Yep, yeah. That is as far back as I can remember for the Gator Wrestling, because that's when I last saw Gator Wrestling going on. I didn't know watching Gator Wrestling was really a thing. I mean, I know it's a thing, but like people that don't regularly wrestle gators, I didn't know it was a thing that people were into. Enough to know that it's been 40 years. That's cool. Like a human sentinel combo. Oh no, I think this is an existing character. If I don't forget. Yeah, I believe she's a character from like the late 90s, early 2000s. She looks familiar. Oh no, that was Wildcats. Maybe she's a different character then. She looks like a Wildcats character. Whoa, Onslaught. Dun dun dun. Onslaught's coming back. Ah, Drumfire, Lockstep, Voivod, Sawtooth are the characters from the Sentinels. Cool. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if I pick up issue 2. But cool to grab issue 1. I'm always a sucker for issue 1s. You never know. You never know. What? Your dad literally wrestled a gator. No wonder why you were paying attention to gator wrestling. Wow. Emo Trash says, you think if someone is wrestling a gator that it wouldn't attract some kind of following? I don't know. It seems like one of those like niche, very, very niche things. Like it's on the border of being horrific things can go bad really quickly to very engaging. But there you go. This is America, damn it. Machine Man. Yeah, it does remind me of Machine Man. People would gather to watch gladiators fight lions in the Colosseum. It's true. Good point. All right. This book, the newest Ghost Machine book. This is the horror line of Ghost Machine. This was a book I picked up, I want to say 2 weeks ago. And I wasn't able to review it. I said I'll put a pause on it, and I actually haven't read it yet. But I've heard great things about it. I love all the Ghost Machine books so far. The artwork in this book looks fantastic. The only knock against it, or I wouldn't even say knock against it, but the only thing that kept me from going, ooh, I can't wait to be excited about this, is that it's a horror book. So just because I myself am not a huge horror fan, we'll see if I stick with it. But the artwork looks amazing. Ivan Reis, who's worked for DC and I'm pretty sure Marvel as well, he's a phenomenal artist. He's right up there with all the other Ghost Machine guys. That's probably why they're all together. But like Ivan Reis, Jason Fabok, and Gary Frank, like all those guys. I'm missing one. Brian Hitch. All those guys are at a certain level of like comic artist. And yeah, Ivan Reis is right there. To have Danny Meeke inking him is another level. Danny Meeke is a legend in the inking circles. He's inked the best of them and has such a very, very highly rendered ink style. And it's great. Like, look at the rendering on this. Beautiful. Pretty sure Brad Anderson is doing the colors, and Brad Anderson has been killing it on the colors of all the Ghost Machine books. So just another stellar foot forward in the Ghost Machine repertoire. But then you got creepy Boy Scout kid stuff going. So like, am I going to like that? Am I going to enjoy that? I don't know. Creepy, like that's creepy. Creepy Boy Scout. Gross. But it's a great drawing. Great drawing here. Lots of gore. This guy's awesome. With these X-ray goggles. Such a cool face. This is amazing angle. Yeah, artwork's great. It's got this kind of cool, slightly warped perspective, which gives it a very, very weird, unsettling feel, like a wide angle feel. Isn't that awesome? I haven't read it yet, but it looks amazing. I've got so many back issues, you guys, that I've picked up. Like when we were on our trip just recently, I went to a store and picked up some back issues that I was hunting for. I'm not even going to talk about any of those today. That's why I say all that, because that's why I haven't even gotten to the new books, because I'm catching up on all the back issue stuff and simultaneously reading the Planetary Omnibus. It's kind of crazy. Beautiful expressions. Ivan Reis can draw. This guy's good. Yeah, I feel like Danny Meeke, I've seen Ivan Reis's stuff before, and I feel like Danny Meeke inking him is another level. Like all these hatch lines and really amazing. See, creepy Boy Scout kid. I don't know. That's creepy, but the artwork is unbelievable. So yeah, we'll see. This is another horror book that's coming out. Who is the artist? Layla Lights? I don't know that artist. The cover is drawn by Ivan Reis, but yeah, I don't know who the interior artist is. Anyway, there's Hyde Street. It looks great. Looks really good. You're not jumping off of ropes and landing on gators. That I would watch. If it was a mixture of like WWE and wrestling gators, and people were like in costumes and like doing moves on gators, then I think I would watch that. But wrestling gators, like, you're just trying to like not lose a limb, I'm assuming. That's great. Can lose digits or limbs, yeah, or your life for sure. Yay, death. Hyde Street, interesting. Creepy Boy Scout sounds awesome. That's what Emo Trash says. Hey, if you're into horror, it seems like it's a great entry point. Dan horror anime. There was an anime that just showed up on... I don't think it was Netflix. I think it was HBO. It was like a Junji Ito anime that looks creepy. It's about spirals. That looks freakish. I'm not watching that. Ooh, that's Tripu. I don't even know what that is. It's almost hypnotic. Yeah. Yes. That cover gives me a Goosebumps vibe. Yes. It kind of has this playful horror feeling to it. I feel it too. Yep, definitely. You know what? Apparently it's too much effort for my hands to figure out how to spell correctly. Just notice his hair is a monkey. Yes, it is. Uzumaki, yes. You guys are right. You guys are on it. I'm not even trying to watch that show. Like that. I just watched the trailer. I was like, oh, what's this about? And I was like, nope. That is not what it's not where I'm going to spend my time. I'm just watching. I watched Penguin. I've caught up on the Penguin, which has been great show. And that's about it. And then postseason baseball. That's about it. That's all I have time to watch. But Uzumaki, yes. I believe it's Junji Ito, right? Or Junjito, yes. And I believe people have said he's the greatest horror manga creator ever. But yeah, I just can't read that stuff or watch it. It's just too freaky for me. Here we go. Cranberry Lander says, you do moves on the gators. The gators don't do moves on you. Other than snapping, thrashing, swingtail, spinning. That's a lot. I think sometimes they jump. What? That's when I would... I mean, I already would not step into anywhere near the idea of wrestling a gator, but if you told me that a gator could jump, I'm out. Like, that's it. I'm not even attempting it. That's crazy. That's literally crazy. All right. Declan Shalvey, check it out. Writing the Terminator. Hey, I'm in. Issue 1. You know what? He did this cover too. He's a great cover artist. Really great cover artist. But he did not do the interior art. This is artist by the name of Luke Sparrow. I'm not familiar with his work. And a colorist, Colin Craker. I'm going to say Craker. Just because. But it looks good. The artwork looks good. It looks really good. Kind of has this clean line style to it. And the colors are nice. Yeah, I like Declan Shalvey, he'll pull me in. I'll be like, okay, yes. And then I'm like, oh, you're not doing the art, but then who is doing the art? And when I looked at the preview pages, I was like, okay, this looks pretty cool. So yeah, I'm curious of what kind of Terminator story. He's on a roll. I mean, he's writing Thundercats. He's doing like I think he created a new Moon Knight character or redesigned a new Moon Knight character. He's doing the Mystique story. He's doing his old dog stuff. Now Terminator. Like, he's on a roll. And I do highly recommend, if you guys are fans of his work or interested in his work, I do recommend subscribing to his Substack, because he gives a lot of insider stuff. You kind of he lists out his current roster of projects that he's working on, so you know what he has developing. He talks about things that he's pitching. This is awesome. Cool Terminator there. Oops, this is an interesting color palette. I love it. So different. It's very painterly. I've talked before on the stream about the Terminator Zero series, the animated series. It's really good. Watch that if you need a Terminator fix. All right. And it's another Terminator story here, written by somebody else. Ooh, that's a nice Jay Lee cover. It's got to be Jay Lee. This is the John Cassidy obituary. This is why I'm reading the Planetary Omnibus, just because when he passed away, I was like, oh yeah, I should read more of his work. So, such a shame. Too young. Wow, here's all the covers. IDW, or I'm sorry, Dynamite, who does Thundercats as well, they go crazy with the variant covers. Yeah. I mean, variant covers are a thing, like definitely a thing. And I've talked about this with you guys before. Like, some stores like to carry variant covers, but I know it's a huge hassle with ordering. And so one of the main stores that I frequent on a weekly basis is Comics Experience. They don't like carrying variant covers unless you request them. Then they'll order them. But they don't like just buying a bunch of different variant cover options per book, because they say, it's hard to keep an inventory of them, and the ordering process, and how many do you get of which one, and which one sells best. Like, so they just usually get cover A, which this is cover A. But Frank at Amazing Fantasy and also Mission Comics, the other two stores that I frequent quite a bit, they do order the variant covers, and I feel like it's cool to kind of flip through and see what are other options. I mean, I'm assuming they think the hassle is worth it. I'll talk about a variant cover that I ordered recently, for a new book that I ordered recently. All right. Whew. My gosh. Okay, we have 3 more books to get through. And then I gotta go through the master study option or choice, whatever. We're already 2 hours in. Oh my gosh. Please like this stream if you guys can. If you haven't already, I would appreciate it. Emo Trash says gators can run like hell too. I've seen some fast gators. It's not cool. Not cool. Where my parents live, they're kind of in this complex where their backyards, as many retirement areas and homes in Florida do, they have like a golf course in the backyard. They're all kind of surrounding a golf course. And there's like little mini ponds or lakes there. And they have had instances with gators just kind of wandering into these bodies of water. But I've seen some videos or read some news articles where they'll just come running after people walking their dogs and pull the dog in. It's not cool. Not cool that something with a mouth that powerful and that many teeth can also run fast. Like, that's not cool. That's not fair. When you talk to a pretty girl and her eye as well as half her skull sucked into a spiral void, I just take the rejection. I just rather take the rejection. Yeah. I think that's a good sign. That's called reading the room. This Uzumaki business looks like anime Tim Burton on steroids. Rocky, I fail to see the issue here. It's just not me. It's exactly what Timmy Mello was saying. Like, it's not good. Passed on my birthday. Passed on your birthday. Was it your birthday? Passed on. Oh, John Cassidy. Wait. All right, I'm going to try and remember this. Your birthday then was September 9th. All right, I'll have to remember that. Passed on your birthday. Yeah, it was a bummer. Real bummer to hear that. I know he was well loved in the comics industry, and he just did great work. So rest in peace, John Cassidy. No comment. All right. This is the book that Declan Shalvey is writing and drawing. Mystique. I believe it's a 6-issue, 5-issue series. Very excited about this just because he's on a mainstream book and adding his juice, his Declan Shalvey juice into it. It's funny because he just has his own style to stuff that there's something about it that just kind of I lock into. And it's not flashy. It's not super exaggerated. It's almost grounded in reality. Like this is, I mean, that's a cool pose, but it's, kind of a realistic drawing. She's not super bodacious babe, but I think casting him to do Mystique is really good. I think he's probably going to go with the like spy espionage route for her. But this is cool. It's a cool Sabretooth. I forgot what this guy's. Maverick. It's a cool Maverick. Like the way he designed that mask. It feels realistic in a sense. And his storytelling is not like splash pagey storytelling. It's really like paced out well. Like an action movie. Oh, he's messing around with us like with Mystique's shape-shifting powers. Awesome. This is going to be good. Well, both Nick Furies are in here. That's cool. It's just like, it just feels like more, and I haven't read it, but it feels more realistic, which his work often tends to be. Love the, I wonder if he's doing his own colors too. That would be insane. Nope. Hollingsworth. Whoop. Matt Hollingsworth is a great colorist though. Just feels like, I mean, Old Dog is very much Shalvey, like his voice. And he's done some Nick Fury stories too before. But like this kind of feels like Old Dog, this like mystery espionage kind of feel to stuff. Destiny. What is going on? Cool. It's a cool cover. Boom. Mystique, #1. Awesome One says ugly. Dang, Awesome One. Mr. Monkey Boy gives us a weird face. Only one Nick Fury. Reminds me of Largo Winch. I don't think I'm familiar with that. Largo Winch. Awesome One is not a fan of Shalvey stuff. That's okay. Yeah, it's funny. If you had shown, I think like something about his storytelling. I love that he's a writer-artist combo. Love that. I love the way he tells stories. Something about his storytelling reminds me of people who think deeply, artists who think deeply about how you can tell stories in comics, like Mazzucchelli, and just has great pacing in his stuff and thoughtfulness in it. It's not just splash spade, sexy drawing, huge action sequence. And so I love that. I love that kind of craft of storytelling that Declan Shalvey brings to all of his work. Bande dessinée. Oh, okay. Largo Winch. Largo Winch. I gotta write that down. That's going right next to God Burgers. Alrighty. Here we go. 2 more to go. Switching from Marvel to DC. Batman and Robin Year 1. This one I talked about about a month ago coming out. Chris Samney is the artist on this. This is a 12-issue, I believe, a 12-issue miniseries. Chris Samney is excellent artist. I've talked about him before. The idea that he's doing a year 1 of Batman and Robin is perfect, kind of perfect casting on it. And he does he is a traditional artist. I don't think he's working digitally. I think he's inking all this stuff traditionally. But his stuff has gotten artist editions for his Daredevil work, for his Black Widow work and Daredevil work. So yeah, he's been an artist on Daredevil, on Black Widow, and he did kids younger series called Jonah and the Monsters. Did some Rocketeer stuff that I've looked at before on stream. So yeah, having him on, he has this, how do I describe it? It's like not vintage, but definitely like older, like Alex Toth kind of feel to his work, which is really graphic, simplified, but beautiful staging. And he just can draw anything. I'm pretty sure they're coming out with a black and white version of this, like a noir edition, which has been very popular with geeks like me, which is awesome to see his work in black and white. And I think I've shared this on stream before. This is a original Samney that I got several years ago when he was selling some of his. He does like Inktober, I think he does, or Battober maybe he calls it. So if you follow him on social media, he'll do like a Batman drawing a day in October, hence Battober. But they have different themes and blah blah blah. And I think this was one of the Battober drawings he did a long time ago, 2020. But look how cool that Batman is. So simple, but it's all there and it's all really beautiful. So yeah, I'm a fan. So cool stuff. I mean, my only hesitation with buying this book is I would love to have this all in one compilation. And if I were a betting man, they're going to put this together as a graphic novel with all sorts of specials, probably an oversized edition. So I'm like, should I buy all the individual issues? So it just depends if I want to wait till the whole thing is done and then buy the graphic novel, or buy each individual issue. And the determining factor will be if the story is just that good and I can't wait to read the next issue. Which is kind of sucky. Sucky because you want to support them and like, you know, have the sales of the book go up. But if I'm going to buy each individual issue and then eventually buy the compilation, which this whole series as a compilation would be amazing. Yeah, it's a toss-up. So yeah, we'll see. That's the only caveat I would say about this book. Otherwise, the artwork looks amazing. I'm sure the story is going to be great. Mark Waid, kind of classic Batman writer. Looks cool. Batman and Robin Year 1, Issue 1 just came out. Check it out. They're still trying to make Mystique appealing as a top character, and I'm still not feeling her. Timmy Miller is not convinced yet. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, I like this kind of spy angle to it, which is cool to see if Declan Shalvey can pull it off. Because that makes sense for Mystique as far as like backstabbing and intrigue and disguises, and that totally makes sense for her powers. Poor Black Man. I'm in the running if you ever sell your Master Studies works or any other works. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, we got to figure that out. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with these Master Studies. But I got to do a bunch of them first before we even think about selling them. Because it's like, I'm like, yes, I'm going to get to the point where I'm selling them. I got 2. I got 3. You buy all the floppies first, Adam says. Then after the collection comes out, you get that and donate all the floppies. I've never done that. Because there's something about the floppies, too, that I like. I don't know. We'll see. There are books that I will buy both floppies and graphic novels and whatever extra artist editions come out. Like, that's how much I love the book. That's like a win-win-win. Like, you know, Dark Knight Returns is like that, or Ronin is like that. I will buy the individual issues of that, and I have the graphic novel, and I have the artist edition of that, or whatever. Rocketeer, like mostly any artist edition book I have, I also have the individual issues of. So that's a high category for me, because you're basically double dipping, triple dipping on how much you're willing to buy a series. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Batman and Robin Year One is enough for me to do that. Yeah, we'll see. All right. So this one, here's the last book. Are you an artist or a heart? Depends on who you ask. Depends on who you ask. Probably both. I just got back. Excited to go back and see what you thought about Terminator and Transformers. Nice. Did you pick those up yourself, Adam? Terminator looks good. I mean, I don't know anything about the story, but it looks good. Looks good. And Transformers looks good. Looks good. For a new artist, I think, if I'm not wrong, it's 2 issues on just that artist. And I think Jorge Corona is coming back. But I'll pick it up. Yeah. I mean, I did pick it up, and I will pick it up. Okay. Last issue. Here's the most controversial of the buy. And I got this a couple weeks ago, but I never had a chance to talk about it. And we previewed this a few streams ago. There was controversy in the chat already when I was talking about this, but boom, absolute Batman. So the asterisk, this is the thick Batman. You remember this, emo trash? This is thick Batman. The asterisk with this, let me zoom in and just make sure it's focused. It's pretty focused. Yeah, it's focused. The asterisk with this is I have decided that I want to do a closer look on this book. So I don't want to flip through all of it here. I'll just flip through a couple pages here and show you guys. But I want to do a closer look on this book because I loved it. And I want to talk about why more in depth. I don't want to like go into it right here, but I really loved it. There has been definitely mixed reactions on this book, even when they previewed it. And for varying reasons, people have different opinions of it. And I want to put my opinion out on it, but I really enjoyed it a lot. They packed in a lot in this issue. And they set up a lot of really cool stuff in this issue. And as anticipated, and I even had this conversation with Frank this morning. He was okay on the artwork of it, Nick Dragotta. But Nick Dragotta is a huge reason why I wanted to pick up this book. And he delivered for me. Speaking of black and white version or noir edition, they are releasing a noir edition on this book, and I already like put in my order for that. I'm like, I must have that because it's really cool. And Felix Comic Art, the website Felix Comic Art, I think it's felixcomicart.com. They sell original art and they represent a bunch of artists. One of them is Nick Dragotta. And I got a notification. They're like, oh, we're selling the entire originals of the whole issue of Absolute Batman 1. We're doing this launch, and this book has just been getting so much hype. And so they were going to launch it, and they said, I think they opened up the sale at 9 a.m. Pacific time on last Friday. And so I knew it would be insane, but I was like, oh, just check it out. So I like logged on 9 a.m. and they were selling some of his pages they were selling for like tens of thousands of dollars. Like some of them there was nothing less than $2,000 per page. But some of the pages, like the cover, some of the splash pages were in tens of thousands of dollars, if not more than that, which was insane. And they all sold out, completely sold out, probably within the first 10 minutes. Insane. And I think they put out an announcement that it was like the highest amount that they've sold per page for a modern day artist ever for them. So crazy hype around this book. And in my opinion, he delivered. He really delivered. So I'm just going to show you guys a few pages because I do want to do a closer look on this where I go in depth of what I loved about this book, why I loved it. This was one of those books I could not put down. I was so excited to read it. And when I started reading it, I couldn't put it down. And after I finished reading it, I'm like, whew, like amazing. So I'm all in on Absolute Batman. I'm all in. That was not intended. Oh, that was not intended. But I am all in on this Absolute Batman. So let me show you guys a page or two. Fat Batman, that's right. That's right. Caked Batman, that's right. Thick Man, that's right. All of the above. Adam says, I want this. The art in Wonder Woman looks great as well. I will for sure pick that one up as well. I think I'll probably pick up the Superman one as well, just because it's a number one to give it a shot. We'll see. I doubt those will live up to this one for me because I'm just a Nick Dragotta fan. Let me show you guys. Sorry, off frame here. Oh, so they're pretty much what they're doing is they're reinventing the whole, like it's like an Elseworlds of Batman. So everything's different, right? Bruce Wayne's different, Alfred's different, all the characters are different, which is cool. Speaking of gators, the new Killer Croc. He's totally just like walking around like he's not a crocodile himself, at least not yet, but he's just totally walking around. He owns a boxing gym and he's just walking around with gators. So, if you've done any research or looked at people talking about this book, you've probably seen this spread. This spread was amazing. You can just hear the soundtrack of the movie playing in this thread. And this is pretty much Batman like suiting up to like swoop in and take care of these people that are holding these hostages. There's this whole crazy cult that's like attacking Gotham. These like I don't even know what you describe them, but it's a total like weird cult. That was an amazing spread. This is the controversial bat symbol that I know Art and Times of J. Ryan was poo-pooing on this shape, which it's crazy, but it's like an axe that he uses. Oh my gosh. It's so cool. Look at that. It's really cool. And one more. I mean, come on. So cool. I pretty much showed you guys the stuff that you can see online if you just go look real quick previews, but it's cool. The pacing is really great, and that's awesome. He just shot Alfred in the face. And the best part is like they had little like batarangs that were like came out of the shells. Anyway, Absolute Batman is amazing in my opinion. And I will do a closer look video on this. I still have to, I'm going to finish the first, what I got out of the Master Study of Mike Zeck, that video first. I still have a couple of comic book store spotlight videos, or one, no, 2 comic book store spotlight videos to get through. But I do want to get to this because this is pretty timely, and I'd love to talk about this a little bit more in depth with the way I do my closer looks videos. So stay tuned. Didn't want to ruin it all here, but I recommend this book a lot. Like, I love Batman. I love that character, but it's such a fresh take. And it's like, if you're going to do it, if you're going to do a different Batman, like, just put the pedal to the metal and do it. Like, commit to it. And that's what I feel like they did in this one. Really kind of unique invention. Like, this cool, like, they even changed the way he fights and his technology. It's all really different. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, there we go. Absolute Batman. Did Rocky just subtly drop he was talking with Frank Martin this morning? No. Frank at the comic book store. I don't think Frank's last name is Martin. Still not exactly my cup of tea, Timmy Melly says, but still a pretty darn good comic for different and unique reasons. Yep. I don't think Mr. Monkey Boy is convinced. Dun dun dun. Be prepared to be surprised at the direction they take. Yep. I love it. They're setting up a lot of stuff in there and kind of setting up your expectations at the beginning too, of like, this is not any of the characters you think they are. So I'm really excited to see where they go. Wonder Woman is out now, but I don't know about Absolute Super. I don't think Wonder Woman is out now. Is it? Did I miss that? Huh. I could have sworn it's not out yet. Like this one, right? Written by Kelly Thompson. Okay. Beginning in October. Huh. I don't think it's out yet. I could have sworn I would have seen it if it was. I'll double check that, Adam, because I do want to pick it up. It's actually Drake from Drake. Oh. Okay. Killer Croc is a crocodile. Not a gator. Racist much? No. Lazy design. John. Not a fan of it, but that panel was metal with how the logo was used. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. Great images. Stay tuned, Cranberry. It's awesome. This would have been so boss if this was an original character. Yes. I mean, that's always the argument, right? It's like, if you're just doing a total reinvention, why don't you just do a new character as opposed to saying it's Batman? I do feel like it's leaning on a lot of the Batman tropes, right? Or the relationships. And that's part of the appeal, part of the joy, whatever, that they are flipping them on their head. And you as a reader, when you know all these things already about Batman, or these, assumptions of Batman, and then they're changed, I think that's part of the joy of it, as opposed to it just being a totally new thing. So yeah, let's see if they can ride that line and how far they can ride that line, because you're right. It could have just been a totally different character, no connection to Batman, and would have been great. But there's something about it of like, like, not to give away too much, but like the Batman ears, it's totally different. Like, their weapons that he uses, you don't normally see that in Batman, but it's just like, oh my gosh, he uses those as, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, Cranberry Landers likes it. Animated style, a little bit. He does have an anime influence in some of his work, but Nick Dragotta is on a different level, in my opinion. It's not, he's taking things about anime and injecting it to his work, but I don't feel like stylistically he's necessarily bringing those things in. It's kind of his own style. I saw some early, I was at a bookstore, a used bookstore last week, and I ran across this book. I think it was like a how to draw comics kind of book, like teaching little kids how to draw comics. And Nick Dragotta was the artist, but he obviously was hired to do this like way early on his career because his style didn't look anything like it is now. And it was not good. So it gave me hope of like, oh, wow, like you can evolve and become really great, even though you start off not that great. It gave me hope for myself. But it was just amazing to just see like where he came from and where he is now. It's like, wow. But he has brought in so many different influences. What attracted me to Nick Dragotta's work from the very beginning was his work on East of West. But he's done a lot of stuff. He's done a lot of stuff since then. But yeah, I think this is going to become one of his best works for sure. Thunder Thighs Man. Yeah, that could be the new name. This Batman no, I think he doubles up on leg day actually. Oh, awesome one. That's amazing. Bulk Man, you guys have got all the jokes today. Just piggybacking on the Dylan Dog 3 issues. Absolute Bulk Man, amazing. Swall Man. He's hardcore too. They have the whole sequence where he's working out at the gym and he just decimates the like punching bag. They're not messing around. Midtown Comics says Absolute Wonder Woman. Really? I don't think it did at my store. Weird. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I would have seen it, but I'll double check because I do want it. She's a Native American Wonder Woman. Well, we'll see. We'll see, right? Oh my gosh. Reveal the end of the spoilers, a good laugh. The end of this book. Oh yeah. Yes, it's good. It's good. Still wokey tokey to me, just my opinion. I don't feel like it's so woke. This book, I don't know about the Wonder Woman. I don't know. I don't feel like it is. I could be wrong. It doesn't feel like it. I usually am very sensitive to like, agendas. Stop it. And it was just fun. I'm the only one in the chat trying to be nice. That's okay. There's always one. There's always they're one. I can see why they're calling him Absolute Batman. All right. Whew. We got through all the comics, I think. I mean, like I said, I had to edit. I have so many back issue stuff that I'm not even going to bring up. I'll save it for another time. But I do want to get to... Bum, bum, bum. Drum roll. Where is it? Next artist that I'm going to do the master study for. Are you guys ready for this? Are we ready? Get your voting fingers ready. I'm going to get into it with you. Here we go. The next... I guess it was a little too early. The next artist that I'm going to do this master study is... Booyah. What? Are you kidding me? MOEBIUS? Are you kidding me? Are you crazy? Kind of crazy. I'm sorry, Mr. Monkey Boy. It's not Steranko. I'm sorry. Steranko is on my short list. I'll give you that, but it's not coming, not yet. MOEBIUS. We are doing MOEBIUS. We're not doing Jeff Darrow, Adam. We're doing MOEBIUS. Where am I getting where am I getting, there's so much Moebius, right? So where am I getting this artwork from? Well, I was looking through my old collection and I got it from my MOEBIUS. Exactly. Awesome one. I was looking at my old collection. I ran across this book and I was like, this is it. This is the one I'm getting it from. Because do you not like Moebius? Do you not like Moebius, Mr. Monkey Boy? Yeah, that's right. We're doing it. We are doing it, guys. No, it's not airtight. So there's so much to choose from Moebius. And as you guys know, or as you guys who know Moebius know, he has a huge body of work, various range of styles. But I ran across this one and there was something about this one that was super intriguing to me, partially because it was one of the first Moebius things I was exposed to as a kid. Because all I had access to pretty much was mainstream comics. So it was one of the first things I was exposed to, and I was like, this looks so different than what I'm expecting. And I really didn't know anything about this artist. And I don't think I even had access to the whole book when I was a kid. I think I just saw a couple panels or pages from it. And one of those panels is in this book. Yes, I do suggest a longer. Okay. All right, cool. All right, cool. I want to make sure. Woo. Yeah. Woo. All right, cool. Okay. Everybody sounds excited. So what is the book that I'm getting this from? Here we go. Oh, whoops. The Silver Surfer Parable that Moebius worked on with Stan Lee. Stan Lee was the writer, and the amazing Moebius was the artist on this book. I have this graphic novel compilation, and so I picked 3 pages from this book that you guys are going to vote on. The other reason why I picked... this is probably the only reason I picked Moebius. No. I picked Moebius because I love Moebius, and there's a lot to learn from him, for sure. Very daunting, very scary. I am very frightened. This is as scary as working on the Eisner page. The main reason why I picked it, though, is because I'm going to try inking this using a pen nib, because I believe that is what Moebius used when he inked his own stuff. So let me... I bought these recently. I thought that this is part of the thing that I didn't prepare. Well, I was going to show you guys my... Oh, okay. Dear Lord, help me remember. I lost this last time. I couldn't remember where I placed it, and now I lost it again, but I finally found it. So I don't know if you guys remember, I found the ink. I was waiting for this Koh-i-Noor ink to come, and it finally came, and I'm going to use that ink. Excuse me. I'm going to use that ink to ink this, so using a totally different ink. And then I'm also going to use a pen nib. Here, let me switch to this really quick just so it's easier to see. I'm also going to use this pen nib, and you put these metal nibs in it at the top here, and you dip it in the ink. Totally different from the brush, but it's going to give you a finer line, more... you can get different weights. I don't know. I'm going to be learning all this stuff on the fly. I've used this kind of nibs before when I was in college a long time ago. But it's different because these nibs don't hold... they don't hold as much ink as a brush. The line is a lot less organic and thick as a brush line. Has a little bit more of a sharper feel to it. A lot of comic book inkers like Scott Williams and like the Jim Lee look, the Mark Silvestri look. Those guys, the inkers who ink those guys, use pen nibs in their work, and before they went digital, and it just gives a certain look to it. It's like a finer look to it. It's a lot more hatching in it, and I'm pretty sure that Moebius used that a lot when he was inking himself in on this particular book. So let's look at the pages. Everybody, Moebius is fun. Stan Lee, yes, Stan Lee wrote this story. It's like a monumental partnership or pairing up of having Stan Lee do the writing and Moebius do the art on it. Pretty awesome. Somewhere Galactus hungers. That's right. I lost my nibs. I did. Coco Melon. Ugh. Yeah, kind of like a calligraphy pen. It's very similar because it's a metal tip, but the metal tip gives you a very different line than brush hairs. I never knew what a Coco Melon was until they sued PewDiePie. Gosh, that's a sentence I didn't think I would be repeating today. That's the kind of pen I've been using. Probably more expensive the better in quality though. I didn't spend that much on it. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm really excited to try it out. This is gonna be a grand experiment. So here are the 3 pages. All right. Boom. So this is page A, and these are in color because that's all I have. I wasn't able to find like a nice black and white of some of these pages. I don't know. I'll do some research where I might be able to find them, but for the sake of voting, I'll show you guys the color images. But can you see that line, that like scratchy line? Like it's way different than, I mean, you could reproduce this in brush, but brush would naturally give you a thick and thin, and pen nibs are a lot more uniform in their thickness and give you that technical, thinner line quality to it. But my goodness, look at that image. So that panel on the left with Galactus's face and Silver Surfer flying toward it was the very first Moebius artwork I'm pretty sure I was exposed to as a kid. And that just blew me away because I'm like, this looks so different than anything I've ever seen somebody render out Galactus or Silver Surfer. And just the sense of scale is phenomenal in that one image. Beautiful. I'm pretty sure Moebius did his own lettering as well. It had this very distinct lettering style. I won't be doing lettering again. Dang it, I didn't even think this through. Would I be adding in the word balloons like I did, the blank word balloons like I did with Eisner? I don't know. I'll have to make that call once I do it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I feel like it'd be too much to just fill in the blanks behind the bubbles. But okay, so this is the first page. Beautiful. That first panel just resonates with me. It's just everything Moebius, amazing to look at as a kid. Just 3 panels, and most of these are very simple panel setups. 3 tall vertical panels, each one crazy perspective of showing you scale in that first one between Galactus and Silver Surfer. I'm giving you guys my insight of why I picked these panels. Just the scale, level of detail between Galactus and Surfer. Amazing composition for such a vertical panel. The second panel is like crowd scene. So it gives you this high, like looking down perspective on the crowd because they're looking up at Galactus like, oh my gosh, who is this god coming in to like destroy our city? But Moebius was very well known for drawing very complicated crowd scenes with like individual beings in these crowd scenes. He does it a lot in his work, like just crowds and crowds of people. So there's a little touch of that there. And then I love the third panel, that perspective. It's like a shot looking down. So it's pretty much like Galactus's viewpoint looking at Surfer from top down. and just a nice hero shot of Silver Surfer in there. But I really love the like line work in there and just the scratchy line, the hatch marks. It's all very different from what I've done in the previous master studies. So it'll be a whole different ball of wax, like learning why these marks are there, how to make these marks, and trying to figure that all out. So it's going to be crazy. But I'm excited. I'm excited about it. To make these things easier for you, you should tell us which drawing will be the most difficult, so we can... Darn you, Comrade Sammy. So this one will be really easy. So yeah. Katie is still awake, still here. That's the kind of pen I've been using. Probably more expensive and better. Oh, you already said that. Yeah. No, I didn't spend that much on this one. I think my mom had a brush-like nib when she inked. Yeah, there's all sorts of different nibs. There are ones, I think somebody just said like a cartridge. There are some that have like cartridges in them, like a calligraphy pen. I've seen nibs that have that are off to the side a little bit because of the kind of directionality of how people's wrists work, or they're used for different angles and stuff like that. So mine is pretty basic. I literally picked up pen nibs for manga. But it's produced by Kuretake, which is a very reputable brand of inking stuff. So yeah, we'll just try it out. We'll see. I might have to buy some other nibs once I try these and see if they work well. I know a nib that has been spoken of a lot in comic book inking circles is the Hunt 102 or Hunt 107 nib. It's a 10 something nib. It's a specific size of nib that people always talk about that they use. I'll see if I can find some of those. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be a grand experiment. It's more than $5. It's more expensive than mine. Actually, if it's exactly $5, it's still... Okay, I think mine is a little bit more than yours. You guys are supposed to be saying that on the Discord, not in the chat, because that's very discouraging. By the way, because my boy gave me a set of 2 of them and the set was $5. We're trying to avoid the... Yeah. All right, here's the second one. That's A. Here's B. Boom. Holy moly. Why did I do this to myself? Why did I pick this one? Look at that amazing Galactus face on the bottom. It's like most of the versions of Galactus that we have seen before this point was Jack Kirby, just that like bigger than life, classic Marvel rendition of Galactus. But this one is so different, so Euro. I love the folds in the eye, like how defined around his eyes are. I love the shading on the nose and the mouth. This is classic Moebius stuff. Moebius did a whole series of Western books called Blueberry, and he'd do these close-ups on their faces, and they'd be this like craggly, sun-beaten faces, beautiful rendering like that. And I feel like he did it here on kind of similar techniques on Galactus's face. Just feels like his face is ancient, old, and yet just with the hint of the buildings in perspective behind his head, you just get a sense of his scale of his face. Like it's just this giant head. More crowd stuff in that middle panel. Look at how individual, this is going to be so hard, how individually different those faces are. Beautiful, beautiful expressions on each and every one of them. Each one of them could be a cool character. And it's just a crowd scene in the middle. And then that top panel, by golly gosh, the perspective on that top panel is, it's straightforward, but the buildings are insane. Yeah, it's gonna be hard, but very cool, and it'll be really a great challenge. So that is the second page. I I think there is some pen in there. Yeah, probably pen too. Yeah. I think those two can work hand in hand, pen and nib, for sure. I think I definitely want to try the nib and see if I can figure it out. But the pen will save me for a lot of the detail. Yeah. Got to break this down into Loomis's method. I got to do something. These are some of my favorite pages, Cranberry Ranger says. Awesome. I had calligraphy pens. It was pretty good if I do say so myself. Nice. Yeah, they're fun. It's fun. It's a totally different feel than brush. I know, right? I'll choose A just because I like you. Crazy gorgeous. Reminds me of the last few pages. Yep, definitely has the inkle. I mean, having Moebius draw Galactus and Silver Surfer is pretty perfect for the kind of stuff that Moebius was already known for. So yeah, I think Moebius could have done an amazing, like, Fantastic Four, amazing, like, stuff that has like sci-fi elements, like the Inhumans, like sci-fi elements in it, but superhero stuff. Like, he could do all that. Oh, Louie's out. Louie, trying to wrestle Mom for a noodle. Louie, you little jerk. Can't wait to see the C. I have a clear winner between A and B. All right, here we go. Here's C, Mark. Boom. All right, I do understand that last panel does look a little phallic. Not intentional, but amazing and the same right. It's just the scale in that picture is incredible. That's a spaceship that Galactus is part of. What I love about, so that's not necessarily my favorite panel, but it's cool because the scale, I love the rendering of the effects. Like that stuff, especially at the bottom, the effects at the bottom would be such a challenge to figure out how he did this. But I really love, like, the effect stuff is what grabbed me. The middle panel, holy moly, the middle panel is so subtle, yet so powerful. Like, these compositions are not easy, guys, with like very, 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 very vertical panels are not easy panels to do compositions of. And so I love just that perspective he picked with Galactus's face and Surfer kind of flying near him. And then obviously that first panel, it's a great hero shot of Silver Surfer. Again, no background in that one. That would save me. But I just love that middle panel in particular. You can't even really see it on the image, but if you zoom in on it, like, there's some subtle lines in there that are killer. And I just love that subtlety because the tendency is just to go bigger, bolder, more impact. And Moebius has such a command of craft that he can do that. He can do all the like the panel on the right, dong jokes aside, the panel on the right has a lot of impact just because, like, the boldness and how strong that shape is, and like how he's used the darks and the lights and the effects at the bottom. But then the middle panel is so subtle and he's so delicate. It's really beautiful. Creates a lot of atmosphere. There's still a lot of detail in there. Beautiful expression on Galactus. So it's not a very obvious page to pick as the first two, but I just loved it because there was so much going on that I could learn from. So there you go. That's the third page. Just stop it. All right, maybe in retrospect, knowing you guys, maybe I shouldn't have picked this page. But it's a good one. It's a good one. There's so much to learn there, but just trust me, the subtlety on that middle panel is hard, really hard. So it would be very difficult to figure out. Like, you'd have to get some super thin lines on that one to really make it work. Yes, here we go. Here we go, everybody. All right. Should I just not include C in this? Or is it going to bite me in the butt and come back and I'm going to have to do C now? Whatever. I'm okay with any of these guys. Okay, let me... Yeah, he would have been great on Fantastic Four Hall. It's so true. Let me set up the poll. That's one thing I did not do yet. So stop it, emo trash. Let me set up the poll. So give me a second. It's like now I can't unsee it. Let me put a different page on there. I'll cycle through these really quick. A, B, dong. All right, give me a second. Let me get this. This is what I did not prepare when I said something at the beginning of the stream when I didn't prepare. I didn't prepare the poll. I should have. And copy that. And talk amongst yourselves. Which Mobius page I should do my oh, do I have a I don't know if I have a do I have a sorry, just seeing if I have a page. Oh, I guess I could do that. All right, I'll do that. Just making sure. Okay. You guys can see now. I can do it on screen. So option 1 is, oh man, wait, let me find this. Option 1 is, oh man, too many windows open. I need the like Jeopardy music. Option 1 is called what? Ah, yes. That one. Nope. That wasn't it. That wasn't how you do it. Let's try this again. Mobius. Option 1 is called screenshot. There we go. Option 2 is A457. Boom. And option 3. Where is option 3? Oh, 3211. All right, and then reposition images. Sure, why not? Yep. Put this one there. Yep. Put this one there. Yep. All right. And then what do I call this option 1? I mean, I could just do a page number. Oh no, they don't have page numbers. Oh, they do. See, Mobius, so considerate. He hand wrote the page numbers. Page 18. In the artwork. Page 8. just gonna call this page Dong. See, now we can't get away from it. And knowing Moebius, that was intentional. Man, if you guys could see this page close up, the subtlety is crazy in this page. It's a hard one. Okay, and stop it, emo trash. Oh wait, why does this not have a page number? How come this one doesn't have a page number? Weird. 21. Oh, 22. 1, 2, 3. 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24. Page. Wait, that can't be right. Not that it matters. I'm just going to call it page spaceship. Doesn't matter. Moebius page from Silver Surfer Parable. All right, are you guys ready? Ready for the poll before I hit go? Poll. We'll just write in C. Oh yeah, I could say page C. That's what I'm gonna do. Just do. Stop it. Stop. You guys. Stop. Yes, this will be another community tab bowl. Yes. You guys are bad. Bad influence. 15-minute bridge. Make the third panel something. Option. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he always numbered his page. It's pretty awesome. And always signed it with an initial at the corner. Mark's music. I want my vote to win for the first time. It was intentional. Yes. Page spaceship. Okay. I'm going to do this. I'm going to just say A, B, C. All right, here we go. Posting, poll, do it. Go. Go vote, everybody. Let me know if you can see it live. It looks like it's live on my side. I'm going to switch to this first. And then, no, I'm going to switch to this. I just want to show you guys some images as you're voting. Look at this. Crazy killer. I mean, this could have been an image. I could have just made this an image. There's so many good images in here. Why did I ping the Dong page? The Dong page, just because of that subtlety. You wouldn't appreciate it. Look at that. So cool. His sense of scale is amazing. And there's some pages that's the one of pages I picked. Some pages that, like, you could tell he rushed through it, but man, the lines he put down, even in the rushed pages, are incredible. Like, look at this. He didn't spend any time rendering those buildings, but you get it. It's all there, and the scale is totally set up there. Same here, like the scale of the ship and Silver Surfer. It's awesome. There's the other page. Okay. That's an amazing page too. I guess there's so many good pages here. Now you got me second guessing on my C page. Look at that page. I know why I didn't pick this page, because that would be too hard. That would be incredibly difficult. I want to show you guys the... this page is really good. I almost picked this page B, but it's just too much Galactus. I wanted to kind of mix it up with other stuff as well. Here we go. Look how... Let me zoom in a little bit. Look how... Can you see the subtleness of the lines on Galactus's face there? So crazy good. Like how thin those, like this is my finger. Look how thin those lines are. Yes, that's the dong. I know. It's beautiful. It just, there's like so much atmosphere in it. I don't know. There's something about that panel that just kills me. But whatever. All right, where are we at with the poll? Let's see. Who's winning? So I will keep this open. All right, A and B are in a tie. 8 votes. A and B are tied. Woohoo! Pretty awesome. Strong responses. Cranberry Landers also already posted a comment as well. So I will leave this poll up for a day or so. I'll put a couple announcements on X about like, oh, vote for this and closing poll soon or whatever. But I'll probably keep it open for a day and see where it goes. And then we'll get started on it. Like, it's going to be crazy. I don't know. I know I wanted to try MOEBIUS. I did have some pages from the Inkle that I was thinking of too, but when I rediscovered this, I was like, oh no, I kind of want to do it. It's like where my first exposure to MOEBIUS came from, and then there's just some great panels in this. So yeah, that's why I picked MOEBIUS. Excited to start that one. Woo! Let's see. Crazy. 0 schlong votes. The poll. Oh, community tab. Thank you. John posted it. Yes, thank you. That's the poll. Mark's Music Obsession got it. Going to need a runoff. Goodness. Yeah, his work is unbelievable. He is a legend. He's right up there. A legend. And then with Stan Lee's writing, which arguably the story was okay. It was kind of cool, but it wasn't the best Stan Lee work that I had read. But just to have those two guys together was good. And I found in my my old box of back issues, I have an individual floppy from this series. So it's pretty cool. Just something about it. Yeah. How long will it stay? Oh, good guys. Stop it. I shared on K-Pop's Doubt Anyone Will Vote from there. Thanks anyway, awesome one. Thank you for sharing it. Stop. I blame myself. I set myself up. It was a, what do you call it? Not a meatball. Stop it. Low-hanging fruit. Is that okay? Is that okay to say without getting any innuendo pulled from that? Low-hanging fruit. Yeah, I kind of set myself up on that one. I just love that middle panel so much. How many votes so far? My totals don't seem to be updating. Let's go. Refresh. It says 9 votes, and A is eking out. Are you and Katie coordinating, Mark? 9 votes. A is winning by a vote. Pretty exciting. Creator of Transformers is on her stream now. Some Bob person. Really? The creator of Transformers. Wow, I'm gonna have to go check that up. Lapse in Judgment. Oh boy. So you Oy, oy, oy. Oh boy. I deserve it. I deserve it. All right, you guys. It's been real. 3 hours. 3+ hours. What a fun stream. Unboxing all that jazz. Orchard of the Tame. I'll put the links, like I mentioned. Yeah, I'll do that. I don't think I've done that in the past for the unboxings, but I'll put the links in the description of where I got these books in case you guys are interested. Orchard of the Tame, Jawbreakers Forever, and the Declan Shalvey Dossier. Great deliveries. And then all the crazy books that I got today. There's too many to count. I will also put chapter marks for those, so you guys can go to your local comic book stores and pick up whatever it is you are interested in. Stay tuned. Absolute Batman #1 is for sure going to be my next closer look book. When we will start this master study, when the poll is done, when we'll start it, I'm not sure. Maybe this week, we'll see. I got to prep a little bit more for this one, and I want to finish that top 3 things that I learned from Mike Zeck video as well. So that's on my docket. Couple comic book spotlight videos. My goodness, so much going on here on this channel. Thank you all for making it such an amazing experience. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification for whatever worth that is. But we're at 355, which is awesome. We are moseying along. I'm even toying with the idea of redoing some of my intros too. So stay tuned for that. I don't know. I got to play around with it, but I'm busy editing the other stuff first. But I'm definitely thinking it's time for a refresh. It's time for a season 2 new haircut, as they do in the TV world. But yeah, stay tuned. We'll see how that goes. But thanks, you guys. Hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Stay tuned for the credits. Did I get the credits right? Yeah, I did. Stay tuned for the credits, and I'll see you around. K-pop's, I guess K-pop's streaming now, so go jump on her stream if you want. Don't forget Michael Bancroft's stream, Art Share tonight. We'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Take it easy.